Greetings and welcome to your Friday edition of Runescape Weekly. Magebit here. Joining me today is Pyrnassius for the moment. Let me unmute myself in Discord here. Welcome, Pyrnassius. How you doing?
I am good, thank you. How are you?
I am doing all right. Doing all right. We got a pretty exciting show today. It's going to be an interesting show. It's going to be probably one of the most live shows we've ever done because it's literally changing on us as we go through it here. Because it's a game jam show where things are in living documents, changing documents. They're literally live documents that are being edited by JMods as we speak. They're being edited all weekend. They got created yesterday, right? And they are being worked on until Monday, I think. So we are going to be starting to talk about them today, and I think we're going to try to talk about them again on Sunday and see where they lie. But that's our main game plan, I believe.
Yep.
So I think we're going to just jump right into the show with no real... we already did the pre-show. It'll be up on patreon.com/RuneScape. We got a lot to talk about, so I think we could pretty much just do it. I will get the intro music queued up here momentarily, and we can just roll right into it without wasting too much time. So stand by. Let me just do that. All right, good. Music.
And hello to Death Star in the chat.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing? 25% sounds about right. Bam. Oh, looks like Hana's on her way. Cool.
Ah, Queen as well.
I will add Hana to the docket.
That is awesome. It's good to have three people that one, especially on a show like this where we get sort of three different ideas. So
yeah, it'll also give me an opportunity to run and get water if there's two people talking to each other.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yep. You just reminded me. I said I bought a bottle of water, and before I put it was over there so it won't spill.
Yeah, like I brought an empty bottle. I bought an empty bottle of water with me, which is not helpful.
Not good.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so let me go ahead and got the music queued up, and Hannah, I just added your name to the docket, and the docket is ready to go, so feel free to open up the show notes. Show notes are in order.
Yep. Got it all up and ready to go. Some really good ones to go through.
So how I'm going to read the docket is I'm going to just basically say Game Jam 2018, and then I'm going to read the names of the mods who are involved. I'm basically saying this for my own good, so I know how I'm like. So I'm going to say, are there any PSAs for the day? Actually, let me figure that out first. Are there any PSAs?
The pilot edition of Talking RuneScape was released, and Mage, I believe, fixed up the audio.
Yep, sounds. I would say it sounds 80% better than the original.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's
20% better would have been fine.
Pilot edition.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe for the first episode to have something like that happen. It's like, you're serious.
Well, you know what? That's actually pretty typical for the first edition of anything to go wrong. You know, it's growing pains, and it's so typical of recording devices. Like you test it. I mean, literally, like I tested it. Like the pre-show, our last pre-show, I tested it, and it still went wrong. Like, you know,
that's what happened with us.
And I've been
three times I had to do the test.
I've been doing this for 10 years, man. I feel your pain. Ryan saying, be prepared to have water. Yes, you should always be prepared with water. I should have Stay Hydrated. They need to upgrade Stay Hydrated bot to have like a drone service that just drops off water at the streamer's house. That would be epic. All right, let's see here. Pilot edition of Talking RuneScape, now available on your RuneScape.
Did you like the intro?
I did.
Yeah, I did. I was doing the wrestling one, but it went for almost a minute and a half as an intro. Because I was doing the old Degeneration X one and such.
I liked where you cut in. It's like, nah, it's just Pernin and Arman.
Yeah, it's just like. Yeah,
I have 9 minutes left to go in the episode. That's where I fell asleep.
Oh, yeah. See, Talking RuneScape. great to wipe you out when you're tired and want to sleep.
It was a good show. I listened to a lot of it while I was fixing it too, because I had to obviously find the parts that were low, and a lot of that, obviously, most of that was our man's audio was fine. I was basically trying to match your audio up to his level, which was not hard. It was just tedious.
Because you just got to go through each individual little section.
Yeah, I tried normalizing it, which helped a little bit, but it didn't help enough. And I'm a perfectionist, and that was my problem.
Oh yeah.
And eventually, I came to terms with the fact that it wasn't going to be perfect, but I made it to enough where it was good enough for me to listen to. And if it's good enough for me to listen to, then
it's good enough for just about everyone.
Yeah, it's good enough for the majority of people. Okay, I think. So Pilot Edition, that's good. There's no in-games that we really need to worry about. Nic the Trader. Nic the Trader, rather. Nic the Trader. Don't forget about Nic the Trader.
And if you don't have the pillar that you want, hop worlds. I was just on one world that had 3 crafting pillars for summoning.
Oh yeah, a little min-maxing.
What?
Min-maxing. If you want to find, say you like rune crafting, right? Find a world with multiple rune crafting pillars. Bladed dive between the two of them, and you will get great XP. And I would say Falador, but it's Port Sarim. Okay, don't forget. That's a little pro tip for you right there. I need water. Ugh. All right. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. This looks fine to me. Cool. I think we can do a show with this information. Game Jam 2018.
Interrupt you for a short music break while the Magebit runs and gets water.
Game Jam 2018, including Mod Raven, Breezy, and this is the hard part. Game Jam 2018 , including work from Mod Raisin. Mod Holy shit!
Mod Raisin, I like that one.
Oh god. If Jagex finally hires me at 90 years old, I will be Mod Raisin. Holy shit!
An old and wrinkly grape.
Yeah. All right, let's try that again. Game Jam 2018 with work from Mod Raven. So hard to say. All right, I got to type it out. That's the problem. I need like a teleprompter for this. And on today's show.
You never had to do this before.
No, this is too hard. Game Jam 2018.
This would have been perfect for pre-show stuff.
I know. We didn't expect it to be this hard, but I've never had a docket like this before.
Well, you just got to read out a whole lot of different names.
Yeah, because it's just really weird with work from Mod Raven. Mod Raven. Breezy and Shrew. This is Timbo's thing. Timbo. It's just Timbo. Mod. I just had to reword this basically. Mod Stew. Shogun. And Pie. This is how it should read. Okay, that's basically how that needs to read.
Just change that to an N so you don't say Shogun.
Oh, very good. Thank you. That very well might have choked me up.
Yeah, I know. You would have read that.
Yeah,
like I do when I'm trying to read something.
Very, very possible.
You know it's supposed to be something else, but your tongue still says what's there.
Yeah. My brain will be like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I'll just be like, I don't know what to do. All right. And then I'll just jump down to player supports. Okay. All right. I'm a big boy. I can handle this. All right. Let's do this. I am ready. Music is cued.
This is the beauty of jumping on exactly when we start, just before all the show notes are completely finalized. You get all this live.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. It goes on behind the scenes.
Show start at 13:58. Remember when I used to do streams? Actually, I don't know if you were around when I actually did stream markers back in the day. I'm gonna try using them again since I used to screw up all the time back in the day. I've gotten a little more professional, but we're back to being non-professional, I guess. I have to relearn all my stuff again here. Okay. So the show's gonna start around here. I'm gonna try using the stream markers that are built in to my dashboard here for once. Okay, let's try this for real now. Show starting. All right, here's the music. And 3, 2, 1. You're listening to Runescape Weekly for October 19th, 2018. I'm your host, Magebit, with 17 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is Pyrnassius and Hana. And on today's show, Game Jam 2018. You know what? I just realized, and on today's show and Game Jam 2018 are on the same line, and that just threw me off. I hate
I'm here, FYI.
Thanks. Good to have you. Welcome. Welcome to this train wreck. Welcome to this train wreck that is Magebit. Good to have you. I'm going to do this one more time. In 3, 2, 1. You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for October 19th, 2018. I'm your host, Magebit, with 17 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is Pyrnassius and Hana. And on today's show, Game Jam 2018, with work from Mod Raven, Breezy and Shrew, Timbo, Mod Stew, Shogun, and Pi. Player support stats: gold swapping solution, Jagex needs to police their earn program, Mac users ignored by Jagex, and equipment separator whinge. Thanks for tuning in to RuneScape Weekly, and enjoy your show. Welcome back for the Friday edition of RuneScape Weekly. Magebit here. Hope you're enjoying your week. We got a good show for you today. Game Jam 2018. We got another Game Jam, one of my favorite events of the year. I'm so excited. We got a lot of different documents up this year. It is going to be a good one. I think they're live streaming this weekend. I'm not 100% sure about that, but that was always my favorite part, was getting to watch the mods kind of do their stuff. But they have a whole Discord going on right now with people shooting suggestions out, and it's really a community effort right now, and really excited about that. But real quick, we're going to go to our guest hosts and our co-hosts, rather, and see what's going on. You can tell I've never done a podcast before. I'm brand new to this. It's my first time. Thank you for having me. Hi, Pyrnassius. How are you doing?
I am doing not too bad, thank you. Just sitting up here, just coming to the rune span to AFK that, hoping for the pet while we do the show. Really excited about the Game Jam and what's on. But I just want to, just hoping that, unlike last year where we had Mod Osborne saying he wanted to get 3 quests out and beat Mod Raven, and we only got the 1 off each of them. But hey, these things happen, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, Game Jams, nothing's ever promised. Literally everything could,
that's it.
Could not really get released.
This is what we want to do, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's like RuneFest used to be, But this,
yes.
At least this comes with a caveat of nothing could come out. We could just,
In everything.
Yeah, it could, it's just one of those, you throw everything at the wall and hope something sticks. But all these projects look fun, and I hope something sticks. So good luck on your pet hunt. And let's move it over to Hana. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just trying to track down a bond as my membership ran out while I wasn't paying much attention because I've been busy working. So,
yeah, bonds are hard to track down these days, unfortunately.
22 mil, aren't they?
Yeah. They are ridiculously overpriced thanks to the recent promos. And they haven't been coming back down like I was hoping, which is a shame.
I don't think, now we're in the end of October. I think.
Well, they just released yeah, and they just released another promo that I thought that there was going to be like a little bit of a lull, but they went right into another like OP promo with this like what is it called? Hang on. It's like the super like double, like I don't know.
Supreme
Supernova? Yeah, it's like double XP. Yeah. It's like, come on. It's not even, it's like, it's not only is it double XP, but it's on top of that, it is almost every spin you get is a prismatic star. Almost. Not all, but I'd say like 80%.
Maybe the person who spent his 40 bonds he had in the bank and cleaned out his bank and left himself with 3 mil should have waited till this week for it. He would have got maybe 50 mil XP instead of 30 mil XP bonus. Sorry, too early. Too early to make those jokes yet.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there, I'm sure. I mean, we could, yeah, if you need some assistance, we can talk on non-streaming times, but yeah, bonds are not at a good place right now, unfortunately. Yeah, they've just been really pumping them up, which is tough for the average player, and it's tough for me when I'm over here trying to scoop them, little old me, yeah. As I'm trying to scoop them up at you know, yeah. Poor Mage
trying to make his get his party hat.
Yeah, I know. Poor me trying to exploit the market. Yeah, I'll live, but yeah, it is tough. We've had a few clanmates on the on the Gaff, and Gaff was another one complaining. Was trying to get he was like trying to get a bond. He eventually got one, I think, for 18 something. It just took him.
Wow.
It took him, oh, why can't I, did I run on overloads? Am I done? Is this it? No, it's not. It took him, I think, 24 hours to get it. That's the thing. You gotta wait overnight, basically.
It's just Instabot for 19.5, so it's not bad.
Okay, that's not, yeah. That's the thing, is like, you gotta be patient if you want it for 18, or,
well, mid's like mid's like 19.7. So
yeah,
I'm in an offer for mid, and it Instabot. So
I'm hoping they get back down to 16.5 to 16.8. That's where I'd like to see them.
I agree with Pern. I don't think it's gonna happen until after.
I don't think it is either.
Club.
But I'm hoping that there's some just like desperate person out there who's just like, I need cash now, and that's what I wait for.
I've had a 16 mil bond offer in for like 4 months, and it hasn't bought. So.
Really?
So have
I had
not 4 months, but yeah,
a 16 even, because I caught one at a 6. I had someone in at a 16.5.
Yeah, mine was 16 even.
I bought 16.5.
It was probably more like 2 months, 4 months.
At like a few weeks ago, and I bought like 20 of them at 16.5, and then flipped them for 21 million a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
But yeah, now I'm really hurting. Like I kind of got a little overzealous and dumped most of my bonds for 21 million, and now I'm like that's why I'm like, can we please someone sell me some for 16.5 to 16.8? Hello.
Quick one for you. When you sell them at 16, or when you buy them at 16.5 and you want to convert them to tradable bonds again, does that go off your buy price, or does it go off the price of that it currently is? The 10% that they charge.
It goes off the price that it currently is.
Okay, so you can't buy 16.5 and just add 1.6. You've got to add the 1.9 or whatever the mid price is.
Yeah, the best thing to do is to make it tradable when you buy it. Yeah. So yeah, that's what you always make it tradable when you buy it. Because you want to pay the low price when you you want to pay the market price then, because if you pay the tradable price then, you're paying 2 million instead of the 1.6. Exactly. Yeah. Well, welcome to Bondscape Weekly. A little merchanting lesson for anyone who wants to flip bonds, I guess.
I've already banked. I've got in my my personal little bank account that I use to save up things for. I've got $130 just sitting in there for the next Premier Club in cash.
Nice.
So I didn't worry about. I was going to do the bond thing, and I just thought, nah, stuff it. I'm just going to pay cash and just let it go at that.
I'm basically counting on my Twitch subscriptions to pay for my Premier Club, so that's that. It should be enough. Like, I have like between 8 and 10 Twitch subs, and that's like $25 a month, and
that's good.
Yeah, so by the time November rolls around, that should be like $100 and something.
Okay, so they actually pay you for people who Prime subs, I'm assuming.
You get for every subscription, it's $5. It's a 50-50 split. For every affiliates, always get a 50-50 split. You can say that, I'm pretty sure. It's just that's what it is for every affiliate. You cannot negotiate at an affiliate level. So that's just what it is. Yeah, so by the time November rolls around, Twitch pays out every $100, so I'm hoping that will pay for my premiere.
Very nice.
It's all clean money, Pern.
I'm not affiliated yet, so
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. You will. You like you only need three live viewers at any time, and with the RuneScape Weekly community watching, you'll get there real quick.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun actually.
Yeah,
I'm really starting to enjoy it. It's just trying to make sure that I get on it that regular basis because
yeah, that's the hard part.
Oh, but Dad, this
Yeah.
tonight. I was like, no, I want to go and do this.
Yeah, you have to just basically tell them, no, you're an adult now. You have to do your own. You got to figure out your own stuff. I need to play video games. I'm the
one more year, my son will have his license, so it'll be fine.
There you go. All right, let's talk.
Let's get into the game.
I can't say that anymore. That's a registered copyright of Pyrnassius. Sorry.
No, talking RuneScape. We can let's talk RuneScape.
Gotcha. Sorry, my apologies. Okay. So PSAs first, real quick. We have, of course, the pilot edition of Talking RuneScape now available on your RuneScape Weekly Feed. So it's going to come in right just as... So now, I noticed you did the patch notes and updates inside of Talking RuneScape. So is that going to just be a fusion now?
Well, no, because I was really I was sick Monday night, and Tuesday I was just busy and didn't do it. But yeah, it sort of worked out well. So I was sort of thinking, because we just go through them all, and I think most people who want to listen. So I did want to put that out there. Do people still want me just to do that reading version of them, or do they like it better just stuck in with Talking RuneScape, and where we go through? If there's a good one in there that we sort of have a discussion on and such. So,
in my opinion,
I might.
If you want my opinion, I like having the discussion with the R-Man and everything.
Yeah,
like
that's how I like that. I thought, that was actually a fun way to do it.
Yeah, like discussions are always better, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I'll probably keep that stuck in that format now.
Yeah, I thought that was a better way of doing it. Just my opinion. But you can do it any way you want. Just my advice.
Yep. I might still just do both and just chuck it up there if people just want a red version, and then we just go through it again on that show and do it. So
sure, people
can get both ways then.
Yeah. I think that's also fine. You give people the choice.
Yep.
And that's also a good idea. Okay, and then we also have, of course, don't forget that Nic is a little northwest of the Port Sarim lodestone until Monday, I believe. So if you want to trade in your bonus XP for large, what are they, stars or lamps, or there's specifically the Garage outfits for dungeoneering, or there are treasure hunter gems, so you can get the rewards from small, medium, large, or rare gems from treasure hunter. If you're crazy, I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that. I'm not. Some people like to gamble, but
that's it.
I like my bonus XP more than I like random RNG. I don't know. Okay.
Have you seen this?
Go ahead, Hana. Give you Hana. Go ahead.
What do you all think about this argument that's going on the subreddit that Nic the Trader is just the Pantheon aura, but MTX'd up?
That's an interesting thought. I never thought of it like that. Yeah, you know what? It kind of is to some degree.
I think it's a bit hyperbolic. Yeah, it's super expensive to get life refreshes at Nic, whereas in the Pantheon Aura they were free. Well,
you could only use the Pantheon Aura once per day, right?
No, you could use up to. I forget how many refreshes you got a day.
I think. Oh wait, hang on. I'm trying to remember. You know what? Let me look it up because I never used
Pantheon Aura. Was it 2 or 3 life
refresh
resets a day or something like that?
You're right.
I don't remember if it was 2 or 3, and you could stack it. Have 5 in one day if you wanted.
I forgot. Yeah, you could let it because it had points that you could save up. That's right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I don't know. It's a bit hyperbolic to me. I think it's 1 million bonus XP to get 1 life refresh or something like that. So it's not
that is not efficient.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to spend a ton, but there's just this argument going on. This is the first time MTX has come to PVM.
Oh, it's not.
It's the final straw of MTX or something. I don't know. It's interesting what people.
I mean, the final straw of MTX. I don't know. I wouldn't call it the final straw. I mean, maybe it's that person's final straw of PVM, but.
Well, people's complaint is that because life refreshes let you push
Telos and stuff.
Yeah,
I get that, and that is definitely a pay-to-win thing, right? Like, you can now basically buy bonus XP and then trade it in for or life refreshes, right? That is in some way pay-to-win, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean it's weird this place we've gotten to now, where it's like we've noted like 2 years ago, they were always very careful to like bring out like supernova events would not happen like when something like Vic the Trader was in game or like double XP weekend was coming, but now it's like, oh, you know, like double XP weekend gets announced, and the lead up to it is like 10 supernova events, and it's just it. I mean, that's definitely been a big change where they don't try to avoid that anymore, and they're pretty blatant about like the get triple XP or, oh, you want stuff from Vic the Trader? Well, here's a supernova event to make that possible. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious that they coupled Nic the Trader with this, double star event. That's very, very kind of blatant and clear that they put those two together so you could spend money and then trade that in to Nic so you could stock up on aura refreshes. Yeah. For me, when I saw that promo, I was like, huh, this seems like a really good way to get a bunch of bonus XP just to put into construction. Like, that's all I cared about. Like, when I saw that, I'd be like, I could just take a bunch of bonds and dump this into construction. But yeah, I could totally see how someone else could take a totally different angle and be like, I could spend a bunch of real-world money. Shut up, phone. I could take a bunch of real-world money and just turn this into, just turn this into life refreshes and then, do Telos all day. And get my... What is the downside to that, I guess? They've wasted a bunch of their money. Is that?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, no one is gonna do this to make money in game. Like, it would be more efficient to just straight up buy bonds than to like spend your money on the bonus XP.
That's the thing, right? It's like
more like people like, I think it's like the argument I've seen is that it devalues like the challenge of Telos, because you can push like a higher enrage with all, buy a bunch of life refreshes and basically cheese a high enrage.
Pantheon's already the Pantheon already did that when they got them up to the 4,000% kills, so it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, I mean, when they allowed Pantheon aura on Talos, and someone got a 4,000% kill with it already.
They can do it now anyway, though. They don't need that aura. Like,
that's it. So yeah.
Yeah,
so
the aura helped them get there the first time. But they don't need it anymore. It was originally a learning crutch.
Yeah. I think there's multiple aspects to it. I mean, yeah, you can say that, but I mean, it's like that's the same argument you would use to say that like skilling XP isn't devalued because someone already hit 5.4 bill. So what's it matter if we give it to somebody else? I can see the logic in that, but I can also see the logic in not wanting it to be easy. Again, I mean, I agree. Pantheon aura was like, I mean, it broke the game. You still see people complaining about the fact that the new aura isn't as powerful as the Pantheon aura, and it's like, yeah, because the Pantheon aura was like, it was supremely broken.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for PVM, it was certainly, yeah. I did not see the effects of it as a skiller, but yeah.
Sure, you had the Dwarven Instinct aura as the broken skilling aura.
Yeah, for a while. I look back on that and think it really didn't do. It doesn't do much for me anymore. They nerfed the crap out of it, but it was great for a while. I loved it back then. I forget how good it was, but because I remember they nerfed it. But back in its day, was it glorious.
You were killing it with those Triskelion keys.
I know, I forgot. They used to give whole Triskelion keys.
The piece?
Yeah.
Back when clue scrolls were actually rare.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that back in those days. Yeah, you could make money.
But that was funny because you were getting a ton of them. And I think in the time I was using it, I think I had 3 Triskelion keys out of mine.
Yeah, I was just kicking ass. That's back when we were doing those videos, the Clue Scroll RNG videos.
That's right. Yeah.
Memories. All right. Good intro. Should we do some Game Jam coverage and see what's going on? We've got a lot of coverage to take care of here. So first off, on the list we have Mod Raven, who is doing a player-owned farms document, which I believe is focusing on farm hands. He wants to focus on different NPCs that could help around the farm. It looks like they want to focus on the first NPC is a dog. I like the caption is just woof, which I appreciate. So I want dogs to be player-owned farm. That's a good quote.
If they they want to add dogs to player-owned farms, one of them, because he's got a few different types, I want a pug.
Okay, but I do not want them to be an animal that you raise or breed like other animals. They should effectively be seen as a farmhand, but cuter and fluffier. I want you to focus on gameplay, not boosts. Why would someone come back to the farm just for dogs? Current suggestions. Again, these are coming from players in the Discord. This is the RuneScape official Discord. If you need the Discord, I believe it's discord.gg/rs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the short link. Current suggestions: play games. The dog hides around the farm. Spot him, and he runs around and hides somewhere else. Small distractions around the farm could be an achievement. Chance at rewards of some kind. Alternatives are tug of war or fetch. They could herd animals. Sometimes animals escape, and the dogs are needed to herd them back to the pen. This could be a mini game and also involve construction elements to repair damaged fences and the like. Hunting for treasure. You play with the dog and feed it treats to increase its happiness. When full, the dog will run and dig for buried treasure, items, some reward for beans or treats like re-rollers and such. So, all right, let's talk about these current suggestions here. So let's start off with play games. What do we think of play games with the dogs? That's just that.
If it's an achievement,
yep.
I don't mind. Yeah, I like that type of anything that's an achievement. They win me over with that anyway, because I do love achievements. As in sort of a hide and seek type thing, I think they could find something better than that. Especially if people are playing on lower resolution or higher resolution.
If this sounds like it could get repetitive and boring real quick.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not something I would want to do. Like, oh, my dog's hiding again. Oh, great. Unless, I don't. Unless it's a weekly thing. It's like, and that sounds like it would give Hunter XP. Like, that just doesn't sound like it would fit in with the farming XP.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hannah, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting. I don't know how much. I mean, I get it's weird, like not talking about actual, like the rule to not talk about game effects. It's like I don't know how you talk about this stuff without that, because that's like the most important part, right? It's like, like that's what's gonna keep people like using any of this content, is if it actually has some kind of game effect.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I mean here is like a boost. Okay, so like we're not boosting anything by giving XP, right? But we're not boosting in the farm necessarily by fetching or playing hide and seek. It can give you a reward or something, but it doesn't have to boost. Like it doesn't have to give you a permanent boost, right? Like a passive boost or anything.
No, I mean, chance of rewards. If it's giving you extra beans and things like that, it
just has to engage me and make me come back to the farm.
Maybe if there's a certain time you've got to find it 10 times in 60 seconds or something like that, and then you can earn yourself 100 beans. Yeah, okay, I could sort of see something like that, but it's
play game. Yeah,
it really, it's
as a
it's
weekly,
going to be a very hard thing to do.
As a weekly distraction and diversion, if it yielded a decent amount of farming XP, and you found a way to make it farming related, maybe. I don't know. It just it doesn't jive with me very well.
It doesn't fit in. Yeah, it doesn't fit in.
Yeah. All right. Moving along.
Farm dogs don't go and hide. They're there to work with you.
If your farm dog is hiding on you, you didn't train him very well.
If your farm dog's hiding on you, generally the farm dog will be taken out the back of the.
Oh God! I don't want to.
In all honesty, that's what would happen, and then another one's bred to do its job properly.
So herding animals. Sometimes animals escape, and the dogs are. So this one at least fits.
This fits in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, all right. Like this one makes sense. Again, this one sounds like it could be a daily or a weekly or something. It's like, oh no, you show up on maybe there's like a 10% or 17%, a small percent chance when you like birthing, when you show up on the farm, there's a small chance show up on the farm, your animals have escaped and you need to release the dogs and to have them go and herd your animals back. Like this actually makes sense. This could be a mini game and also involves construction and elements to repair. Go ahead, Pern.
No, I just said release the hound.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. This makes sense. This could involve actual construction and farming, and again, maybe even hunter XP. Yep, go ahead.
No, so when you're saying daily or weekly, the whole thing is though they want to move away from dailies.
Yeah, no, I quickly caught myself and thought this makes more sense like the birthing. Like this should be a random chance that just randomly happens, like birthing when you show up at your farm. Like again, like when an animal has a birth chance, I think animals should also have an escape chance, a very small escape chance, but there should be an escape chance event for it to take place. And maybe even it's like, maybe if you're wearing the full master like elite farming outfit, maybe even it should give you an option. Like it says, do you want to take plates in this mini game? And you could say yes or no, like for your own convience, because maybe you don't want to anymore because you're that elite and you don't want to. Hannah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like where you're going with this idea. I think it would be interesting. I mean, I'm someone who is a anti-reduced daily escape person because I'm just like, if you don't want to do it, then don't freaking do it. It's a dang video game, but I guess half the community hasn't caught on to the fact that we're playing a video game yet, so maybe we need to reduce daily escape. But yeah, I like your ideas. I don't have anything to add, but I like your ideas.
Okay, fair enough. Hunting for treasure. This is the next current suggestion. It says you play with the dog and feed its treats to increase happiness. When the dog is full, rather, it will run off and dig for buried treasure. Items, reward of some kind, perhaps beans or traits, rerolls. And now, again, this must be the MMORPGer in me, the classic MMORPGer in me. I want to see this have like a full meter, like a large meter on the dog, where it's like it has a large happiness meter, and you have to feed it over the course of the week, and it's hard to fill up this meter, and like you need to give it food, like good treats over the course of the week, and like these things are hard. Like you got to feed it good food. It's hard to find treats. I don't know. And, like, if you feed it enough good things over the course of the week, it will spit, and it'll dig up better treasure, you know? Like, the more effort you put into feeding it, the better treasure it spits out, you know? That's the kind of shit I want. I don't know. Maybe my ideas suck. Go ahead, Pern. Your take.
Yeah, again, I don't know how engaging something like this is going to be. If it's done right, but okay, you just feed your dog, increase its happiness. So what I sit there and I just sit
that's boring
and pump 10 treats into it.
Mine's way more fun than that.
Yeah, it's just again, can get very repetitive. Can get just none of those really reach out and grab me and say, "Hey, this is what I really want to see."
So right, you got a dog. You're mixing all your arc berries and bushes down in the arc, creating all your fancy berries and shit, and you're making all these crazy different different things. And your dog is like super keen on all these different things you're creating, and its happiness meter shoots up when you feed it exotic foods from like the Gnome Lands or the Ark Isles. But you go and you give it some fucking rabbit meat, and it goes up like 1%, right? Like that kind of like concept intrigues me. Like the more work you put into giving
something like that, where
exotic shit,
other aspects,
of
the game, I would like. But
the more work you put into feeding it exotic stuff, its meter goes up a lot. Like if you give it gray tier items, it's gonna go up like a tiny bit. You give it exotic foods that put actual hard work into like making, the meter shoots up a lot. Excuse me. So like, but then by the end of the week, or whenever reset is for servers, the dog runs off. It'll be like, oh, the dog has a lot of strength from the good food he's been eating, and digs really deep and finds an ancient dragonstone relic, and whatever. And it's like, you find a huge XP lamp or some bullshit, you know?
Ah, so we're making archaeology on player-owned farms. I get it.
Basically. But only your dog knows archaeology. Yeah.
Oh, this is how you expand skilling in RuneScape. Instead of adding a skill for the player, you add a companion for the player that has its own skills that you have to train inadvertently.
Exactly. Yep. Instead of expanding skills through the player, we expand them through dogs. That's how we do it. Dogscape. All right. Pern, if you'd like to read into what is a farmhand, I'm just going to go fill up my water bottle because I'm losing my voice. Thank you.
Okay. What is a farmhand? A farmhand is an upgrade that can be purchased from Granny, which adds a specialist to the farm. Specialists provide useful features and functionality to the farm, but have an ongoing bean cost in order to maintain them. Once hired, players will be able to dismiss and recall farmhands when they want them, only paying the regular fee rather than the unlock fee. Some farmhands will provide ongoing benefits. Others will need to be assigned to a paddock in order to provide their full benefit. What do they cost? Farmhands will have an initial unlock cost that will be relatively high. Several hours worth of farm work may be required, additional requirements to unlock. Farmhands will also have a maintenance cost that will be deducted either every few days or every time their feature is used, and all costs will be in beans, value to be determined later. And what will farmhands do? Here's where the fun part begins. Each of these farmhands below is a separate unlock and provides a unique benefit.
Oh, interesting.
So we'll go into them in a minute. We'll just talk about the other parts first, I would assume.
Yeah, okay, so there's
actually...
Go ahead.
Basically, contractors, you can now hire contractors.
Yeah, so you could finally outsource all the dirty work. Great. Awesome.
So it's like your butler in your house, basically.
Let me just
except you can fire them at any time, and then they just have to come back when you want them again.
Just like in America.
The best job ever.
At will contracting. All right, let me read Death Star's comments real quick. He says, I don't know about animals running away, but normally on the farm you're watching for predators that will prey on chickens and baby animals. That's what the dog is for, to keep your dog happy, and he will protect. And
see how good that you got ferrets and that to get into the rabbits and chickens, and you got to have a dog that's well fed to keep them away.
And exactly, your farmhands usually collect the feed. They usually feed the animals and collect the produce. Jagex. Anyway, so let's see. We have go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, as long as I can get one like the monkey butler, where I can just brainwash one of them, put a controller on their head, and then they're my servant for life without having to pay, I'll go for this one.
You can only get that in 10 years. Sorry, you have to wait.
Got to wait 10 years? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so let's see here. The Trapper is the first one up here. This farmhand is a bit of a special case, so I'm listing him first. He has an initial unlock cost, but after that the player must choose to send him off at a pay cost. He provides the following benefit. The Trapper will disappear and return with any unchecked animal of any potential type and breed available except for shinies. This includes animals normally obtained from combat. Rarer animals will have a lower chance of being gathered, but this means that Iron Men skillers can obtain dragons and spiders. Interesting. Please vote on this poll. Unlocking the Trapper will give a boosted drop chance for animals. Boost is relatively small. Let's check out this poll real quick, though. What are they polling?
Yeah. One thing I would like to see is this is tied into the player's hunter ability as well, though. So if you have a higher hunter, you've got a chance at higher animals. Because if he's always returning with a rabbit or a chicken, it's like, well, I'm 99 hunter, what's the point?
So the stretch the poll is, should the Trapper be worked on? I'm assuming they mean, like, should they bother including the Trapper in this content at all? Like, again, with the ambiguous wording. Like, do they mean, like, should the trapper be included in this document? I assume that's what they're trying to say here. Anyway, it's overwhelmingly yes, so I'm assuming that's what they mean. So
people want free farm animals. I'm shocked.
Overwhelming. What a surprise.
And that's why I say it should be also tied to your hunter. So,
well, I also think it has to be a really low success rate if they're going to do something like this.
Yeah, it's probably going to have a pretty decent bean cost associated with it, I would assume.
Well, yeah, but if it's guaranteed animal every time, I still feel like even if it has a decent bean... Well, I mean, it's hard. Like, you can't make it too expensive or else you'll never use. I think you have to make it kind of cheap, but also make it like a 5% chance or something.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any chance of failure. It doesn't really mention any about what the chances are. That would be interesting. Stop trying to smith your potions, Magebit. All right. So next up here, unless anyone has any more comments on the trapper, going once.
Yep.
Go okay. Babysitter needs a better name. Help. The farmhand is applied to a particular paddock. Once applied, all animals in that paddock will no longer age past adolescent. Cost will be taken once the animals are removed from the pen. Is that how that works? I don't think that's how that works. But interesting concept nonetheless. So basically, this is I would call this the stasis mage. Like, this is literally just, this is keeping your animals young forever, for basically, so you can get them at their optimal bean price, I would assume. Which is
the fountain of youth.
Yeah. Which is fun. I mean, I'm fine with that. It's basically for people who, can't log in within the time frame necessary, and it's to satiate that small vocal audience, and I understand that. That's fine. That's what game jams are for. I got nothing to say about that. It's literally just to satiate that vocal audience. Any other thoughts, questions?
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. I like the fact, I don't know.
I have nothing to say. Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I like the age process as it currently stands.
Same.
And, bypassing that is kind of like
devalues.
Once again,
farm.
we're playing a video game and people complain about the fact that they can't be perfectly efficient, and it's just like, calm the heck down.
I 100% agree with you. It's just, it devalues the farming mechanics as far as I'm concerned. I hope it has a heavy bean cost.
Yeah, exactly. It has a heavy bean cost, and it's not worth it because you're doing it for beans anyway, right?
I know, right? Yeah. So basically, I hope it has a heavy bean cost, so it's a heavy middle finger. Anyway,
Yeah, so they take 90% of the beans.
right? I hope it's a big middle finger.
It's a loss. It's even worse than just letting your animal get old. It's actually worse.
That would be so funny. I can't wait for that Reddit post. All right, let's see here. So the collector again needs a bit. No, it doesn't. The collector just sounds ominous.
I like it.
Yeah, the collector. So the collector, the farmhand only applies to the breeding pen. This collector, rather, excuse me. Thereafter, when the breeding pen is full, animals will continue to breed, but will be converted to unchecked versions of their breed. Will be stored a limited number of animals. These animals will be stored on the farmhand. So you can...
That one I don't mind.
Yeah, that's actually good for me, because sometimes... sometimes I get a little overflow in the breeding pens. When I get a little hyper focused on certain things.
Yeah.
No,
I do like that one.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's needed. I think it should be a lot of animal storage, honestly. I mean, I think when they add an update like this that like adds so many new items to the game, they really need to figure out. Then you really need to either fix the whole we can't add more bank space thing, or just start giving us more niche places to store stuff.
I would be fine with them selling like Bank Space Plus service for like $1.99 a month, and you just get like double bank space. Be fine with that. Sell me double bank space.
The riots that would happen.
What I like about this one as well is where it turns them into an unchecked version.
Yeah.
So there you can now
use your farming outfit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with the unchecked version, you
can sell it.
You can sell unchecked for higher than something that's got a crappy
trade. You can let them get the crappy trade.
That's right. I like this idea of being unchecked. So it's that sort of gamble. Oh, I'm going to buy this a bunch of unchecked ones to see what I get.
Yeah.
You rather than something that's like slowpoke or old at heart, where people go,
trait rollers are
you're
getting
never going to sell that to anyone.
More and more common. Luckily, people are being able to afford those more and more.
Yeah,
thankfully. In the beginning, it was like, yeah, go ahead.
I've got 70,000 beans at the moment. I want to buy trait re-rollers, but I want to unlock that
I know.
Master Farmer outfit for Master Farmer title first. So it's like, what do I do?
I hear you. I've been so focused on Master Vault. I've been ignoring my farm. I've only been doing one farm check a day. Which is hurting. I've just been so focused on trying to Herblore is very intensive.
Yeah,
and
well, that's the thing that annoys me about RuneSpan, because I like coming. This is a great place to AFK.
You get so set up and cozy in there, though. It's so annoying to leave.
Well, exactly. You just got that. You've got all your stuff all set, and then you got to come out. Then you got to go and just gather all those little runes again, because when the yellow wizard appears, you want to just give them to him. So you've got to have enough to get that extra 8.5k points. And
you have the full Infinity outfit, right?
Yeah. So I get the 5 free.
Yeah, okay, cool. I love that. I love being able to just teleport to them.
It's amazing how quickly you go through those.
I know. And
then all of a sudden, he's just appeared next to me. I got beauty. I don't need to use my free one. Bang.
Oh yeah. Well, all right, here. Let's finish up with the Mod Ravens stuff here. So this is some new farmhand suggestions that are in the fledgling state here. Again, we will be on Sunday. We'll be clearing up the tail end of these to see how they've been kind of evolving here, if at all. Hopefully, they have. So let's see here. We have quick quality of life changes that are being investigating. Making special honey stackable. That would be nice. Stretch goal.
I've actually never made any of the honey.
Oh, I use it all the time. I'm needing it less now. Now that my animals are mostly kind of set. Like I have most of my breeding animals are kind of there and they're doing their thing, and I don't really need to make new ones at this point. They're just kind of churning out babies, hoping for the best, Anyway, we got stretch goal competitions. So I see a competition working. One, a competition NPC will appear and say what they are after, such as heaviest cow, heaviest and ugliest cow, fastest sheep, or fastest sheep with evil trait, or with a prize pool of X beads to give. Players will hand over an animal. The animal is consumed for this, and they will not get it back. NPC will announce results in X amount of time. Player will come back and see how they fare against other competitors. Beans and potentially other rewards will be given for where they come in the competition. I'd like to have players competing with each other to create some variety, but all players will get something for their efforts. Although if they hand in deliberately rubbish specimens, the rewards will be lower than if they had sold the animal normally. That's the words I was looking for. I'm currently investigating whether it's possible to have animals with hidden modifiers for their weight, attractiveness, and speed, so there can be much more variety, even with all people pumping animals full of honey. Yeah, that's fair. Here's the one thing. If this is a per-server thing, it'll be dead on arrival. If this is a global thing, cool. It'll work. But if this is a per-server thing, it's not going to work. It'll be dead. There's no way it'll work. Thoughts, comments, opinions? Go ahead.
Probably not something I'd ever really worry about. So I won't comment because it's probably not something I'd get involved in.
I'd be interested in it, but again, trying to compete against people raising animals on a single world, it's so niche, you're not going to find enough people. So it needs to be a global thing. There needs to be a single NPC that cries against all worlds, and every world, it needs to basically somehow be a centralized server thing. I don't know. That's all.
There's so much RNG involved in breeding animals.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get how you make a competition that actually feels fair because of that.
Yeah, it's gonna feel really random and whatnot, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, because I think the best times to compete against someone is when you actually feel like you have an effect on what's going, where your efforts have an effect on what's going to happen, which is not. I mean, I guess, I guess you have somewhat of an effect if if you're trading as with people. I missed if this is like animals from one source, so if they're controlling the source of these animals, or how exactly that's working. But if they could figure out a way to remove some of the RNG, then it would be interesting. But with the amount of RNG that's currently in player-owned farms, I think it would be kind of a frustrating thing to deal with just because of that.
It doesn't really mention where the animals come from, so I believe they can come from any source. You could just buy the animal, I assume. That's the hardest part. Is who knows? Our next topic comes from Mod Breezy and Mod Shrew. Their document doesn't have a lot.
Oh, before we move past. There's a post on Reddit where someone suggested the manure procurer to be one of the farmhands, basically. But it's basically like a robot that basically just cleans up the manure, so that basically more ultra compost comes into the game, which to me sounds like a bad thing because I like how much work goes into ultra compost. But I guess it's only a matter of time till that's another thing that's automated.
What are they doing to ultra compost? Say that again.
Oh, this is just a player suggestion.
Oh, okay.
They want a way to automatically collect
manure
so that they can so that more ultra compost comes into the game with less work.
I wouldn't mind a way to collect it from the dragon pens, but I don't want. I got 50 million herb blars.
Congrats! I was going to say congrats, Paige.
But I don't want a way to compost it. Like, I want to still compost it. The hardest part is collecting it from the pens because you literally have to be there, and that's not fair.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, doing that keeps it as a rare item. If you make it something that auto collects, then it's just gonna shoot down in price, and I guess maybe that's what people want. But it's like, as it currently stands, it takes a lot of effort to get exactly, but that means that it's a semi-valuable item, and therefore like worth the few people who want to put in that effort, Whereas
it only auto collects when you're in the farming area there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe something like that would work.
Move all your portables to the
I mean, that's a possibility.
You got to be logged on and in that area, maybe. But yeah, I'm with Hana on that. I like that. There's not a ton of it coming in. That it takes work to do. I mean, it's an MMO RPG. We don't want everything automated for us. I don't want things doing offline all the time.
No.
I like to be there and interacting with the game. That's why I play RuneScape. I like to interact with the game.
The big trade-off between having your dragon poop scooped for you is the loss of XP. That was the main trade-off that I don't think a lot of people understand who don't do it, is you're losing so much good XP. A lot of it,
actually, there is.
That's the one thing I look forward to when I do go scoop my dragon, is like thousands of farming XP for dragon poop scoop.
I did forget about that myself, actually, because it
is like delicious farming XP.
The problem is there's only so many people who are motivated post 99 to care about XP.
I know, so it is actually like less than 50% of like the population.
So yeah, that's a niche motivator. I think
you are right about that.
There. Yeah.
Any advice for making a skiller without a main, like how to make some GP to train skills? The main methods I recommend if you're willing to train intensively are probably runecrafting or divination, mainly through low level. You're looking at probably your fire runes and your air runes are going to start you off, and then move up to natures and whatnot. But,
divination's not intense.
First energy.
Divination's definitely not intense as well. Like if you can do divination AFK, and all energy is gonna. I mean, cursed energy is gonna be the best. It's in the wilderness though, so beware. Be ready to, run away and die.
If you are level 3 though.
Yeah. Lower level though, like being level 3 is actually an advantage because PKers can't kill you. And Cursed Energy doesn't sell in the Grand Exchange, but sells to people at the Grand Exchange for good money. You just have to be careful to not get
I thought they
scammed.
made a change now where if you're gathering Cursed Energy, anyone can kill you.
Only if you're wearing a demonic skull?
I thought they made some of that.
You might be right about that, Hannah. Hang on. Let me go to the wiki.
Yeah. The other thing you can do is you
right.
can make
Spinning flax.
Splitting flax, making unfinished potions for Explorer is a good one.
Spinning flax is a great one. Any unfinished potion is great. Yeah. Again,
Do your daily runs if you've got access to Relica and places like that. You know, buy the yak hides out there. You buy them for 50. They sell for between 500 and 600 GP. Just do all those sort of runs. Tanning hides is a great one.
Oh yeah, that's 8 million GP an hour right there.
Make sure to use portables. Tanning hides is a good way. I mean, you need a few mil. So like if you don't have much GP, the best thing to do is buy one bond, sell it on the GE, and then use that money to like roll it into like things like buying unfinished potions or like tanning hides or something. Because I mean, bonds right now, like we were talking about earlier, like you can get 20 mil off one bond. So buy one bond, get 20 mil, and then use that to like expand your wealth, basically.
Yeah, and when they're saying buy one bond, we literally mean like $7 of real cash, not in-game money.
Yes.
But yeah, that's one way of course getting ahead in the game. But yeah, those are all ways of making money quickly without actual skills. I mean, like the hardest part of like getting started, because like sure you could tan hides, but if you don't have like 5-10 mil to put into getting
buying hides, then
that's why
them is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's why starting with like flax or Cursed Energy is like probably the best, because there's no entry into that.
If you jump onto the Wikia, there are good money making methods on there for low levels too.
What's a Wikia?
The wiki.
Yeah, that. Thank you. You mean Runescape.wiki? Thank you.
Yeah. The new one, yes.
Yeah. But those are actually pretty good. Yeah, those guides for the most part. They have some decent low level and high level money making guides.
People keep them fairly updated too, which is good.
Anyway, Mod Breezy and Mod Shrew's Game Jam Bonanza. I'm in their Discord room, and they're not really saying a whole heck of a lot inside of it. But their ideas are buffing fire spirits, distractions and diversions teleport items to get you to locations, I assume. That sounds pretty useful. Quest interface back button, and Slayer creature resource dungeons. Interesting ideas. So let's start off with the first idea: buffing fire spirits. As someone who has 120 fire making and has seen many fire spirits in their time, I can tell you that I mostly did not look forward to fire spirits, and they were kind of in my way for the most part. I didn't really care for their presence.
I feel like the easiest way to buff them is just make them
go away.
More XP. No,
yes, make them more XP
thing.
Yeah, I agree. That's the only thing I would really click on them for, was for the meager XP they gave. Oh,
but then it's like, because then it becomes like basically makes fire making less AFK if you want more XP, because fire spirits can pop up like all the freaking time.
Thank you for the follow, Marstick. Really appreciate that. Yeah, they do pop up quite often, and mainly the problem was that they would make me walk off of the portable location and screw up my. Yeah, that's always the problem.
That's the worst problem with those. Just put them in the bloody... Put them there so you don't move when you open them, when you grab them.
Yeah, make them spawn on top of you or something.
Did you use the Guthix Temple thing? The Guthix Memorial? Where you can get greater rewards on fire spirits?
Yes,
Did you activate that one?
Yeah, okay. Still not very good.
No. I got that as well when I do a little bit, and it's like, yeah... The memory shard things that you get down there are okay to make into sort of portents of death and things, but other than that, everything else is pretty much a waste.
Oh yeah, I just use all that for porters. Like that's my new thing is I turn them all into porters, and Ithel hour I'm just making money now.
Yeah,
that's my new thing. I did not know what a moneymaker Ithel Hour was. Once you hit Prifdnis, that's another like 4 million right there every time Ithel Hour rolls around. I'm just, as a skiller, I have to make money. You know, wherever I can make money. My back criminal bolt runs, you know. I make it where I can get it.
Gotta make your fortune nat running.
I am. That's another thing. I make my money where I can get it, and I only have so many, methods. But well, and that video you posted, of course, is now all over Reddit as well. Everyone now knows that nature runes are money, so I have to wait until people forget about it again. It's funny. One of the comments was, "I don't know why everyone's talking about this. Nature runes have always been good money." I'm like, exactly. It's just people forget about it, and then they remember it, and then they remember, oh wait, this is hard work, and then they forget about it again.
Yeah, you actually have to play the game.
Go ahead, Hana. Ways you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, I think people forget about like you who didn't realize that you had a million Wicked Hood teleports.
Yeah.
Broken it is having a million of those.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize that they were like 3 in 1. I didn't realize that they were. I thought they were just 1 per 1. So I didn't realize having like 500 of them was really having like 3,000 of them or something.
Is it bad when I use my one? So I need to make sure at the end of the day that I have emptied it completely, so I get my 3 free teleports the next day.
No, I think you use your 3 free ones first, no matter what. Yeah,
but they don't add the 3. If you have more than 3,
yeah,
you don't get your free ones.
Oh, that's
that's how Jagex works. Same with keys.
So I've got to make sure there's 0 left at the end of each day.
Works the same way with keys. If you have any paid keys, you don't get your free keys.
That's not treasure hunter keys. That's not how those work.
Oh, that's how I thought it worked. If you did paid keys, you don't get your free keys.
Nah, you can. I've sat on paid keys before.
Oh, okay.
You don't get the random free one, like that's the ones you get from skilling and stuff. Like if you have like more than 10 keys, stop getting those.
Oh, okay, those stop coming in. Gotcha.
But you get them as a ticket.
A ticket that literally stays in your inventory, and
that's right.
Have to delete
you can't bank it.
Treasure trails is also easy. Clue scrolls are great money.
Yes, actually, easy clue scrolls are very good money. Just go down and pickpocket your. Who are they down in the?
I have been saying I want to go back in 2 years ago where I tried to tell people to do easy clues, and people laughed at me because they have always been good money.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like all these methods are coming to light. Go ahead.
Fortunate components making good money, but even 2-3 years ago, there was like right after like briefcases and whatnot came out, and they were selling for like 10 mil each. If you were those were on the easy clue scrolls, and you could,
now I want a briefcase.
Get one of them. Well, I imagine
now they're probably like 1 mil, right? Yeah.
No, they're under that.
Oh no,
they're probably like 200K.
They're cool looking now. It's just like it makes me feel like
I've got both an offhand and an on-hand or main hand in my.
Are you gonna have double briefcases?
Yeah. There's an offhand and a main hand. Because I'm filling up my treasure. Yeah, the box that you've got in your player-owned house for all those things. Mm-hmm. So I'm slowly filling that up as I open things, and it's like, especially with the price that they were, I was like, I'm not going to sell these. I'm just going to stick them in here now.
Speaking of distractions and diversions is the next item on the list here. Distractions and diversions teleport item. That sounds interesting, having an item basically that allows you to teleport to whatever the distraction and diversion you want to do. That would actually probably make me do more distractions and diversions if I could easily
jump down to there.
Go ahead, yeah.
Did we actually talk about the extra bonus? Because we just spoke about the Divine Fire Spirits. I think you skipped the Fire Lighter bonus and such.
The what?
The 4 underneath that one.
What did I do? Which one?
Just roll back up. We did the Divine Fire Spirits, but we didn't do the next 4 under there.
What are you talking about?
The other possible changes. Firelighter's bonus 1. Using or consuming a Firelighter now gives a buff for X number of seconds, minutes.
I am not seeing this. Maybe the document updated. I do not. I'm not seeing this. I don't. Go ahead, read because it's on. I'm seeing Mod Breezy and Shrew's Game Blast Bonanza design document. Are we on the same thing?
Yeah. So this was under the buffing of the Fire Spirits.
I see buffing Fire Spirits. Then 2, I see distractions and diversions teleport item.
Yeah, but do you have the breakup of it?
Nope.
Where they got the proposed changes?
You're on page 2. All right, you're in the good information. Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, sorry, I thought you'd already jumped out
Pyrnassius is in 2030. I'm in 20. Yeah, all right. Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead. The process changes are when you're training fire making and a fire spawns, you click on the spirit and it gives you a buff. This buff will mean the next X number of logs you burn will give you some amount of bonus XP. Oh, that's way better. Fire spirits give a buff. The next number of logs give you 1 to 2%. It's basically 1 to 2 times bonus experience. Okay.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, that's way better. Turn current rewards into a stackable, untradeable crate. Opening the crate rolls on the same table as the current fire drop table.
That also sounds great, because then, like,
your inventory doesn't get littered.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to, like, if you just started burning logs or something, you don't have inventory space to loot the thing and all that silly stuff that happens.
Yeah. And Divine Fire Spirits, currently reward stays the same. Same buff as regular Fire Spirit. Also gives the buff, next X number of logs gives extra Divination XP. So those are the current proposed changes. In order of priority, obviously the top priority I think makes the most sense.
Yeah, XP makes a lot of sense there, because I mean, fire making so AFK, making it like you said, right now you don't like having to move, away from it. But if it's gonna give you way more XP, then obviously it's gonna that'll be a motivator to make you do it. And much like like safe cracking or whatever, where like I'm safe cracking right now and I'm doing the super AFK method, but if I wasn't podcasting, I'd be doing the click intensive one. It's the same, could be the same kind of reward system with fire making. That'd be great. I think that should be the future of like almost any skilling method inside of RuneScape, is try to find a way to make it both, make it AFK, but if you want better XP, you have more you can do.
Yeah. There's also some other possible nice to have changes. So, this might happen, might not happen. Fire lighter bonus. Using or consuming a fire lighter now gives a buff for X number of seconds or minutes, which allows the spirits to give increased amount of rewards. 1.5, for example. Time buff doesn't stack. Automatically absorbs the fire spirits when there's inventory space. Previously Chronicle absorption idea. Interesting. Time bar for fire spirits. A small blue bar that shows how much time a fire spirit has left before it disappears. That I would like. I'm always up for visual representations of how long something's going to remain for or whatnot. I like having information given to me. Although Jagex's representation of how long things are going to exist for has never really been very accurate due to the tick system. It'll be like, you have 20 seconds and it's gone. So I don't know if that's going to work too well. Set effects.
Giving fire lighters to the uses. Interesting.
I know. I have so many in the bank. I'm saving them for decades. I'm like, someday.
I just drop them.
And me over here
now. Look, if invention taught us anything, it's that you should hold on to every scrap of junk there is.
When you've got so much crap in your bank already, it's just like, I need that room.
And that's why you make an alt character and you store all your crap on that character.
I've been holding on to crap for decades, waiting for it to have a use. Someday it's going to pay off.
I lost my sled. I hung onto my sled for years.
See?
And I destroyed it to put it into into the bank that I opened up down with the Quest Point shop. And one item it doesn't store is the sled. And I've opened up hang on, where's my sled gone? I'm looking item by item. Then I opened up the wiki, and that was one item that wasn't listed as being kept. I was very, very sad.
Aww. And let's see, set effect for the ring of fire and gloves kept.
I like that.
Keeps the current set effect, but additionally increased chance to spawn a fire spirit. You have lured a fire spirit with your glove and ring, and extra pyromaniac counts gloves. Pyromaniac counts how many gloves I'm sorry, how many logs you've burned at once, just as an additive bit of information. That's cool. No real point to that except for just, bragging rights.
Knowing what you've done. Yep.
You want to pick up the next part, Pern?
Yep. Number 2 is the Distractions and Diversions teleport item. Many people don't often know about or bother to go and try out D&Ds, which can give them nice XP or item rewards. We would like to create an item that is somehow given, shown, made by players early in the game to allow them to discover said D&Ds. The proposed idea is aimed at new to mid-level players. A new teleport item reward obtainable from an NPC, possibly Explorer Jack, once you've discovered the below mainland lodestones, Lumbridge, Varrock, Draenor, Village, Port Sarim, all the main ones basically, other than they don't have the Wildy and they don't have Prif, obviously. The item has charges which can be recharged for a cost by speaking to the above NPC. Possible recharge with the Lapis Lazuli gem. That's a great idea. Make something useful out of that from your wood knots. Should only introduce players to D&Ds, not teleport them to every single location. List of possible D&Ds and locations are Balthasar's Circus, Big Chinchompa, Giant Oyster, God Statues, Penguin Hide and Seek, and Wisps of the Grove. I love this idea.
Me too. This is fantastic.
Especially for new and mid-level players, coming in with mobile and such like that. This is fantastic because at the high end, we don't worry about those because obviously the XP bonuses and things they give, don't work that well for us. But for low and mid-tier players, this is perfect. I really do like this idea.
Hannah?
I hate it because we already have way too many freaking teleports in the game. To be completely honest,
we do live in an age of teleportscape. That is definitely true. This, for me, I see this as a way to get me to places that I already don't want to go to, but I have to go to because I need to do them. But they're things I don't want to do. So it's like going to the dentist, right?
You've been infected.
I have been.
You've been infected by the teleport virus, and now you can't walk
But let me explain myself here a little bit. So it's like going to the dentist. I really don't want to go to the dentist, but I have to go. So it's like if you told me, Magebit, I know you really don't want to go to the dentist, but like if you walk through this portal, you will be there instantaneously. It takes all of the anxiety of driving, knowing you have to go all the way to the dentist and dread that whole trip to getting to the dentist. And you just walk through this portal and you're there. You're just there. It's like cool. Like at least I'm just there and I don't have to worry about the whole trip of getting there. So it's like, all right, I really don't want to do Big Chinchompa, but if I just press this button, at least I'm already there, and now I have to do it.
But again, it also takes you to Myaliki in the Gnome Tree Village. So you still have to go there. You talk to her for the new players to understand it. Then you go through the portal and then into the... It doesn't take you instantly to the actual spot.
I think this would have worked much better if it was something where you had to do each D&D 50 times before you could teleport to it. And then I would be a fan of it. But as a low-level reward that requires you to do nothing, all it does is shrink the world, and shrinking the world is the worst thing to do, especially for new players. That
takes away the whole idea of being aimed at new. And
I know. I fundamentally disagree with the idea of giving new players teleports. Giving new players teleports just makes RuneScape feel like a series of several different mini games that are just hosted in this world that you just hop from one to the other, and that's not how. This game needs to feel like a world, not like a disjointed teleport from here to here thing. That's why I'm not a fan of it. I just don't think it works.
I mean, I think it's a valid argument where when there's the argument of, let's make the game world expansive, and then literally at the same time it's like, let's add all these teleports. It's like, what's the point of adding all these teleports and making the game world expansive at the same time?
Yeah.
But if we look at something like the God Statues, it doesn't take you to all 4 locations. It takes you to Lumbridge one, you learn about it, you still have to then make your way to all the other ones. The Penguin Hide and Seek, it just takes you to Larry. That's to find out about it, and then you've still got to go find all those penguins.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not the end all be all to
It's not like you just click on it and it takes you to each god statue location, or you click on for the penguin hide and seek and you go and find all 30 penguins. You know.
For me,
Also, Magebit, we can make you that portal for you. What I'll do is I'll just knock you out when you walk through it, and then I'll just drive you to the dentist.
can you knock me out with like drugs and not like a blunt force weapon?
Wood?
Yes.
Then then we're good. Then I'm all for it. Because I badly need to go to the dentist. It's been like
just get the laughing gas going early.
Yeah, that's the thing is that my insurance doesn't cover the happy dentist. That's the thing. It only covers the one that will pull my teeth out and like replace it with dentures. I don't want to go to that one. That one's scary. I want to go to the one that's like, all right, I'll fix your teeth for $20,000. I'm like, no. Anyway, moving on to number 3.
Well.
Yeah,
I gotta get going because I gotta get ready for work.
Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. I know you have a really busy schedule, and I really appreciate you for taking what little time you have. So thank you.
It was great to talk to you.
Yes, appreciate it.
Enjoy it. Hopefully the rest of the show is great, and I'll catch you all soon.
Take care. Have a good day.
Sunday if you can.
Maybe, yeah. I think. Oh, no, I don't have off work. I only work till I don't know. I work 11 to 4, so I probably can't make it, but we'll see. All right.
Have a good one.
See ya.
Moving on to number 3 is Quest Interface Back button. Sometimes when searching for quests by clicking on other quest requirements, it's easy to get lost. Suddenly you forget what quests you were looking at. And I don't have this problem. And
no, because I open the wiki and it just gives me a list.
And you were looking at it, and now you need to go through the entire process again. Or worse.
I've never used their quest list, to be fair. When I first did, but then I discovered the wiki, and it's just like, I want to do this quest. It gives me a list of what quests I need, and I can just tick them off as I go along. So,
I can imagine this must happen to someone who has, like 300 quests to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm teasing because there's only like 8 quests on my list, so I can't get lost in a list of 8.
Yeah, brag. I've got 0 left on mine. It's very sad.
But if you have like 300 quests, of course you can get lost in the list, so this makes sense. But the proposed idea is to add a new UI button which will appear once a player starts navigating through the quests within the quest requirements. This will allow players to then iterate back to the original quest they were looking at. For example, let's say you are on Birthright of the Dwarves and you start clicking King of the Dwarves, then Forgiveness of a Chaos Dwarf, and then after another you're suddenly lost and don't know what page you're on 5 clicks ago. The new UI button will appear once the player starts navigating through the quests within a quest requirement. This will track these navigations to allow the player to return to the last quest viewed while clicking through the requirements. This button will allow once the player clicks on the quest within the requirements section of the quest and will disappear again if a player clicks via the quest list or returns to their original quest. So basically just follows you down to the hierarchy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's probably a good thing. What I would probably prefer to see them do rather than putting all the work into this is just have a link for each quest because they now host the actual RuneScape wiki on the new site. Why can't they just have a direct link to that and just click it and it'll take you straight to that page on the wiki?
That'd be nice.
Again, I suppose this could be, with mobile and such coming out, they are sort of thinking of people on iPads or the larger tablets that want to do this type of thing. But
that was actually one of the main points that I didn't bring up earlier, is in regards to the D&Ds that I forgot that I wanted to bring up. Was one of the main points about teleports and having so many of them is on a mobile device. Getting around is a lot harder.
Yep.
And having teleports is really important. So having teleports to key points is actually a big deal for mobile users. So,
and I sort of understand where Hannah's coming from, being that old school where you had to run around.
But I'm with that.
I'm bringing in you. Yeah, I mean, I sort of agree with that myself.
100%. I'm on board with that ideal, and I want more of that. But you also have to cater to that new age audience at the same time.
That's exactly, because they need to get things, and you need to introduce them to these. And as I said, it's not like it's taking you to all 4 god statues. You still, or 5 if you've got Prif open. Yeah, you still have. It just takes you to the first one, which is only like 10 steps from the Lumbridge lodestone anyway. But at least then it's introduced. Oh, what's this? A god statue. Click on it, go and learn about it. Oh, okay, I can do this every day. Or it's not me, I don't want to do it. Penguin hide and seek, it'll teleport you to Larry, who will explain what you have to do. So it's taking you to the areas where you're going to learn about it rather than just race in there and do it. The addiction shop goes to Myliki in the Tree Gnome village. It's not taking you to the.
I would have a big problem with it if it literally teleported you to every god statue location.
Exactly. Then I would say no way.
Yeah, that would be an issue.
Yeah. And that's the same with this thing here.
You could practically already get to every god statue location via the Lodestone network anyway.
Exactly, it's 10 steps from each one.
Yeah, it's like you don't need.
That's right. So it's no big deal. I mean, I still have issue with the Lodestones having no real cost or anything. I still think
I pay for the loads. I pay for the Viswax charges anyway, and that barely puts a dent in my wallet as is.
Exactly, it costs nothing. And the same with this type of thing here. I think looking at it in a mobile format, that is that is the one where you really have to look at all these things on both sides now, mobile as well as sort of laptop/desktop gaming. And these type of things here, I think, will probably make it a bit easier for that. So you're just clicking backwards and forwards rather than trying to touch on each one again. But anyway, it's anything that sort of improves quality of life is good.
Agreed. Moving along, final one. It's a back button. Moving along, final one. Slayer Resource Dungeon, if we have time. I hope they have time, because I saw Abyssal Demons on this list, and I would love this.
my 2 favorites.
Yeah, right. Abyssal Demons and Darkness. Eiffel Tower, high five!
Hey, I win, but you win. Okay, do it. It's got my 2 favorites.
All right, if we were in the same studio, we should both read this at the same time if possible. I know due to the latency, we couldn't, but
I know.
We would both read the story at the same time if possible. Yeah. A couple of new resource dungeons to stop competition for such creatures would be Abyssal Demons and Dark Beasts. Dungeon level required to access location of entrance. Do you need to be on task? Increased? No, you don't need to be. No, I would rather you not need to be on task, but I mean.
But you need to. You guys are obviously dungeoneering levels.
Really high.
I also think there should be other requirements. There
make it like 120 dungeoneering. So I have to be 120 dungeoneering. Give me that motivation.
110? Yeah. Oh, for you.
Yeah. Give me the motivation.
110 for Dark Beast, 120 for Abby D. Don't replace Dark Beast with Shadow Creatures. Shadow Creatures, no one fights those. They're easy to kill. I've never, ever seen anyone else killing Shadow Creatures when I was killing them.
Yeah, Shadow Creatures are dumb. Don't do shit.
And if they do these, no cannons.
No cannons, yeah. And, please make
what would you say if they did something like this? And had it no aggro pots either.
Increase spawn rate of creatures 4 sections to allow up to 4 players per world. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I just want. They don't mention level requirements, which really just twists my nuts. I really want to know. Like, it says if they have time. This isn't happening. This isn't happening. Yeah. I just
no. But again, resource dungeons are a great thing, and if it ties in with dungeoneering, I mean that gives a real reason for training dungeoneering. Imagine if you had to have 120 dungeoneering, you had to have 120 Slayer, but then that opened up what are those favorite creatures of ours? The Edimu. Imagine if you had 120 in dungeoneering and what's it called? You had a resource dungeon that you could go down there for, and it gave you an hour a day that you could go down there and just kill those things.
I would be interested.
Or you could go and spend just go to what's his name and spend a VIP Slayer ticket and say, I want to go down there, and you spend your VIP Slayer ticket, and you can go down there and you can get a task of 200. Or
I would love to
as a
be able
reward.
I would love to be able to spend VIP Slayer coupons to like kill a specific monster of my choice for like X amount of time. Because I have so many of those.
We do have a platinum Slayer ticket that but you need the 120 dungeoneering. You need that.
Yeah.
And, there is a resource dungeon, and you just go down there. You've got that ticket, and it gives you a list of Slayer creatures.
Ryan's saying
so similar to.
Go ahead, sorry. I'll finish your point.
Similar to like that guy outside the Canifus Slayer dungeon, where you can choose sort of 2 different amounts of each, but you can go down to this resource dungeon. You can select 100 or 250 Edamus. You can select 300 or 600 Abbey demons. You can select 100 or 300 Calgarian demons. But you get that choice on a Slayer task using those things.
That'd be sick. I would love that. Ryan's saying people like shadow creatures because they are the fastest for elite clues. That's probably why they were pushing for them. Yeah. So there's by the way, I updated the show notes to include more information on Timbo's document. So there's now a full document for Timbo. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So we will have a updated document to talk about when we move over to Mod Timbo, which is coming up next.
Yep.
It is called Incense Burners.
Sorry, just on that other one.
Yes.
Possibly add the location of the dungeons to the islands with fairy rings. Ardoin, one near north of Miscellanea, and one near Draenor. Is where they're looking at putting those dungeons.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting on the overworld for the locations. Well, as far as like, if they're going to be really high level, that's a weird places for them. But okay, not gonna complain. It's like they're free to play, but all right. Incense Burners this is by Mod Timbo. It's called Incense Burners, making fire making relevant. You want to read up to overview, and I'll take up main design.
Yep. Hey everyone, this is going to be the design document where I'll be pitching how to make fire making relevant. I, Mod Timbo, will be working on this sporadically over the game jam and have a Discord for you to come and join for the discussion. The plan is to give fire making a key milestone in which you want to increase your fire making level and give you cool benefits for doing so. If you have any suggestions, come to the Discord, hit me up on Twitter, the forums, or Reddit, and I'll hopefully see it. All of the ideas below are there for your feedback, suggestions for changes, and in no way final. The point of Game Jam is to work with you and make sure we're talking about them. Some of the ideas will sound wacky, under or overpowered, or just plain weird. Give me feedback in the Discord, Reddit, or Twitter as to why you think so, and I'll take it on board. Overview. The aim of the project is to give fire making a key milestone, which is a reason players want to train the skill, and to also work toward providing a new consumption method for some items which are overproduced. The basic premise of Incense Burners is to combine herbs, prayer ashes, and logs to create a consumable that can be used from your inventory, and as it burns, increases the effect that it has on the player. The herb that you combine to create the incense burner determines the effect of the burner, and each herb that can be combined will have a different gameplay effect. Now I sort of like this.
Yeah,
yep.
Cool.
However, what I'd like to see perhaps is also, again, a use for berry arcs. Why can't we do something like this where berry arcs can dry out your berries and burn those as well?
Not a bad idea.
Main design.
Yeah, interesting. Bladecom saying he had a seeding farming update listed yesterday. First time I'm hearing about the fire making. Interesting. Timbo's just all over the place. He's got a lot of wild ideas, apparently. As you read in the opening, some of these ideas sound wacky, underpowered, overpowered, or weird. Yeah, apparently he's just all over the place. He's brimming with ideas. So this is the main design. I've heard this idea, by the way, before. This is not the first time this idea has been pitched. And I like this idea. To be fair, I would like to see it in game. I think he's pitched it on maybe last year on Game Jam, but The fact that it's being worked on now is a good thing, and I hope it actually gets put in game, because this is, again, it's just, in my opinion, a replacement for your druid class or a bard. You're basically like being your own passive boost, support class in a way. I don't know. Let's read on here. Incense burners are created using prayer ashes, herbs, and logs appropriate to the level of the herb. Each herb will be associated with a tier of log or prayer ash. All of these are required to make the main consumable incense burner, and there are different items for each different herb burner. Incense burners will be named Ranar burner, Torsal burner, Spirit weed burner, etc., and emphasis will be made on the herb type. A fire making level is required in order to craft incense burners. The higher tier the log, the better the level required. Once you light the incense burner, it is consumed, and you earn 30 minutes of the buff associated with the sort of burner you lit. Every 10 minutes, the effect increases in potency, and the incense burner starts to burn. And after 40 minutes, you have achieved the maximum potency of the effect. You can burn 2 incense burners to have a maximum duration of 60 minutes. If the effect ever runs out, you will need to wait 40 minutes to go back to full potency. Alternatively, you can decide to overload the incense burner as you light it and add extra 3 whole incense burners, and it begins to burn with maximum potency for beginning whilst lasting for an hour. Incense burners are tradable, but require a fire-making level in order to use them. So you can have them, but you may not necessarily be able to light them. Burners and side effects. All right, excuse me. The herbs follow some sort of potions that they make and provide similar effects. So far missing is Guam, Terramin, Toadflax, Wargali, Quarum, Bloodweed, and Cadentine. There's currently the Marantil burner, which provides the same benefits as the corruption auras. Spicy. There's the Marantil burner. The Harrowlander burner acts like a musician while resting, restores more than the potent, although more of the potent is rather. Pardon me. That might be interesting in certain situations where you're really running around a lot. Clue scrolls and some others. Ranar burner reduces the rate at which players' prayers are drained. Effectively provides a prayer bonus that stacks. Yeah, that is gonna fetch a pretty penny, I would imagine. Spirit weed burner reduces the drain rate of summoning points whilst having a familiar out. Effectively, of course, increasing your ability to stay out in the field. So that's pretty cool. Irrit burner reduces the damage the player takes from poison until complete immunity at full potency. Obviously,
that's another nice one.
Yeah, helping at certain bosses pretty much, and certain even Slayer creatures. Let's see here. Every time I see fireworks, I get excited. Avanto burner, chance to improve items created. Potency increases chance. If procs, making a bow could string it. Cleaning herbs could make it into an unfinished potion, etc. That's also cool. Snapdragon burner, stats restore much quicker, so that could increase. That of course increases with potency. That might. I'm sure there's niche uses for that I'm not thinking of right off the top of my head. But definitely that could be helpful. Like the only thing I'm thinking of is in Daemonheim, so that's not useful to me probably. You can't sneak the potion into Daemonheim. Let's see here. Lantidine burner increases the duration of potions when drunk. That's interesting.
That's good. So yeah,
in real life,
your say you got your anti-fire potion. Rather than lasting 6 minutes now, it can last 8 or 9 minutes
if you drink a potion. So if you drink a beer,
if you've got that. If you drink a beer, it goes a lot longer. Yeah.
Interesting. Dwarf weed burner. Increasing chance to bank items that are produced or dropped by monsters. Interesting.
Auto banking feature.
Yeah. Can I just be totally incensed up and just have like half my inventory with incense burners going? just be floating on air. Torsal burner. Increase the amount of XP earned. So a little like a wise perk kind of thing going on. Fellstock burner increases the effectiveness of prayer potions and renewals. Arguay burner. automatically scents, and after it reaches full potential, starts to bait traps. Samdim Burner reduces the chance to deplete resources. Would you like to read materials to make the burners?
Yep. Can we just go into these other ones?
You're more than you're more than welcome to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I love all these ideas. I mean, they've said they don't have anything for Guam, Taraman, Toadflax, Regali, Quam, Bloodweed. I don't think you need anything for Bloodweed. Bloodweed already has 3 different uses.
Yeah, can you imagine the Bloodweed being more expensive than it already is?
Yeah, but things are, I mean, I suppose this will help raise the price of them again. But, I mean, your Lanterdimes, your Dwarf Weeds, I mean, they've already got 3 or 4 uses. Where things like Regali, I think, has 1 use. Toadflax has... I think that might have 2 uses, but you know, Torstal. I mean, are people really gonna be making to get extra XP? I mean, most people save their Torstals for overloads and such. But I mean, again, they're saying there is an excess of these in game, so maybe there are so many in game from drops and such that they're doing that type of thing. I love it, but I'd like to sort of see more of the underused potions being worked on first.
Yeah, I want to see. I personally like to see uses given to items that have the least amount of use first.
Yeah. Also, things like the Arguay and the Samadin from down in Herblore Habitat. I mean, all those herbs down there. Most of them are fairly useless. I mean, the farming one's nice. That's about the only one I use from down there.
I don't use them because I'm afraid to farm them because they scare me to make. I just don't understand Herblore Habitat.
Oh, if you don't want to just go down and kill the creatures, and every time you get 2,000 points, go to the little altar and just pull out seeds. That's the way I do it. I don't even bother hunting the creatures anymore. I just go down there, kill the corrupted creatures, and every 2,000, pull the seeds. I'll take you down there to show you one day.
I got tons of favor from just killing and just chopping things. And
the favor is the easiest thing. That's the easiest way to get all your seeds for it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
So yeah, I mean, I'd like to see them work more on those herbs and such that don't have a real good use in game first and foremost.
Would make sense.
But I do love. I love every idea that they've got here, basically.
These all...
Except the Torstal for extra XP. I mean, I think that's a bit meh.
Yeah. So some of these are great little niche uses. And they're like, oh, hey, I gotta do this. Let me go get my, the one that makes me, run, faster or whatever.
And if we do this, can we actually have a herb burner or an incense bag where we just, it can store up to, 30 or 40 of each of the different incenses, so I don't need 30 different spots in my bank again.
I'm wondering, first of all, is there going to be a base you stick a stick in, and then you just have a bag where you can put a bunch of the incense sticks in, or is this going to be a mess of my inventory bank?
What I would it'd also be you deploy it when you're down there, so it's actually sitting there burning beside you while you're fighting creatures.
I think it's in your inventory. You deploy it,
it's in your inventory. But I'd like to see it as a deployable thing, and it just sort of hangs around.
You know what happened to the cannons, Pern?
That's true. Okay, no, forget that. Let's just keep it in the inventory. Good point. Anyway, the materials to make the burners. Below is the tier list of what logs, herbs, and ashes are associated with. So the Guam, Taraman, and Marantil will use basic logs and impious ashes. Haralander and Ranar will use oak logs with impious ashes. Toadflax and Spiritweed will be willow logs with impious ashes. I love the use of these lower level logs coming back into use as well.
New players coming in are going to be able to make some money finally.
Exactly, yeah. Irrit and Wagali are going to use maple logs with accursed ashes. Avanto, Quam, Bloodweed, and Snapdragons will use Acadia logs with accursed ashes. And again, they tie that in well because that's sort of more mid-tier herbs with mid-tier logs. Habitat herbs are going to use yew logs with accursed ashes. Cadentine, Lanternine, and Dwarf Weeds will use U-logs with Infernal Ashes, and Torstal and Fellstalk will use either magic or corrupted magic logs and Infernal Ashes. How to make it? An incense burner will require the following: 1 clean herb, 2 of the appropriate tiered logs, and 2 of the appropriate tier ashes.
Good stuff.
To make it, you're going to need basically 5 spots to make 1 item.
Replenish his special attack. And he's editing Spirit Weed Burner as we speak. To say replenish his special attack energy of summoning familiars over time, instead of replenishing your summoning points over time, because I was actually saying that it's not that impressive actually to impress. Because
special attack energy is much better.
Yeah, special attack energy way more impressive, because again, that's what your familiar uses to attack, of course. And with a Steel Titan, that's going to increase, or even your Nihils, whatever. Or even your Pakek, whatever. It's going to increase your familiar's ability to use its ability more often.
Yep.
So, yes.
And things like the Avanto one.
Love game jams.
If you make a bow at strings, if you clean a herb, it makes it into unfinished. That's a nice little one, but again, I'd rather see the Wagali doing that rather than the Avanto.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
yeah, I mean, it gives better use to the Wagali, right?
Yeah.
Which,
because
again,
Avanto has 4... It makes 4 of its own, and then it's also used in extremes, you know?
Yeah. Poor Wagali.
So that's...
You could... I mean, you can, if you got the balls, hop into the Discord and tell them. I'm not going to argue with them.
No, I'll just be happy with whatever I get. I mean...
Right? I mean...
I'm not a...
I critique from a distance.
Yeah.
They're more than welcome to listen to my pre-record. Well, they can listen to it live if they want, but you know, listen to my recordings and then whatnot. I'm not gonna tell them what to do.
But I mean, again, that is all great ideas that they have there, and I do like it. And what I love, it is making use of older items again.
Yeah, for the most part, I think those ideas are pretty much spot on. The players are doing a pretty good job.
New players coming in, gives them something to work towards. So I mean, there's a point now for those lower levels to cut some willow logs or cut regular logs, and they're going to have a proper use. Yeah,
hopefully, the desire for those burners will be great enough to bring up the value of those items, over time.
Yep.
Let's see. We have the next document here is by Mod Stew, and it looks like a college frickin' thesis essay. It is 10 pages.
I'll do the quest. Do you want to just take it in turns? I'll do 1, I'll do 3, etc.
Sure.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So quest system improvements. Over the years, various systems have been added to improve guidance to and during quests. Journal overview, screen, complete screen, map, quest icons, blue box highlighting, etc. Most were added in isolation and don't share information, steadily bloating the steps required to create a quest and the development time to maintain them. For example, the quest overview and quest complete had separate strings listing the rewards in the quest. The engine team provided us with a cleaner quest format to store quest data, but there had never been time to fully migrate the quest system over to this format, so both systems had to be maintained. There were 3 different data structures listing the requirements and completion states for a quest, for the quest journal, for the adventurer's log, and for the achievement system, all of which needed to be kept in sync. Wow, that sounds like a lot of work.
That is a mess.
That's crazy.
That's a super mess.
And that's the thing. I mean, they say spaghetti code, and it's sort of it's a bit of a meme type thing, but they mean it because all this type of stuff having to interrelate to each other. Anyway, this TAP project encompasses various rewrites, simplifications, and standardizations of the Quest backend systems to increase consistency, reduce technical debt, plugin points, and maintenance bugs, and minimize the development time to create the infrastructure of a quest. Quest data has also been moved to a single centralized space, and other systems, for example, the achievements, have been adapted to reference it. Now, again, by doing this type of thing, it may mean that quests will be easier to write and get out there for us as well.
We can only hope.
Yeah,
that's
also,
what we thought with bottle quests, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but maybe that's the reason bottle quests went on the back burner, because it was like, well, we're going to do this little half-hour thing, but we've got to tap into so many different things. It's just for the time, for what we're going to give, it just may not have been worth the effort. So maybe by doing this, we may start seeing more of that. Also, he wants to give a big shout out to the localization team who, over the last few months, steadily worked through the 250,000 word count that this project added to the translation system due to all the migrated data. So, that's wow. While this project isn't live yet, in this game jam, some developers are creating quests under this improved infrastructure, which will help fire test the improvements.
Nice.
So it's actually that's something that they have already done, which is fantastic to see. And as you said, it's not live, but they're going to create a couple of quests using it, so see how it works and such. This is probably the most exciting thing I've heard out of this game jam so far, personally.
Right? This is great.
Yeah. Most of these changes are beneficial to developers, but invisible to players, so I've added some player-facing benefits. The quest list can now be sorted by the area where you start the quest, e.g. Lumbridge, Draenor, etc. The quest list can now be sorted by release date. Within a year, they are listed in the order they were released.
Ooh.
The quest list can now be sorted by 5th, 6th, or ambiguous age. Within an age, they are listed in the order that they were released. The quest list can now be sorted by quest series, so Mareki, Pirate, etc.
Also cool.
The following information has been added to quest overviews, quest series, and episode where applicable, release year, recommended, voice acted, members, and the length of them. So these are just all fantastic things.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw the last. This is going to be boring to read, and I was like, this is actually might be the most exciting so far.
Yeah. Fixed a persistent bug where the most recent quest start icon couldn't be removed from the world map if you toggled off quest icons. Rewards are now listed in the quest accept screen and quest complete screen in a consistent manner. Quest rewards that a player will not be given, such as combat lamps and treasure hunter keys on a repeat playthrough after a quest skill or pure reset, are no longer displayed on the quest accept complete screen. Missing quest list entries for the Recipe of Disaster subquests have been added. These are hidden in the quest list anyway, but it meant, for example, that freeing Pirate Pete subquest could be added to the World Wakes achievement part. The quest list now displays names in proper alphabetical order to match their position in the list, e.g. Lost Tribe instead of the Lost Tribe. The set active feature of the quest journal can now the set active feature of the quest journal can now consistently to breadcrumb to the start point of almost all unstarted quests. That's not a sentence, but anyway. That's why I had to read it twice. I read something wrong, but no. The button now also has a distinctive look when toggled between active and inactive states. The latest content lozenge on the feature tab in Adventures now has a consistent automated breadcrumb strategy when the latest content is a quest. Fixed various typos and inconsistencies in quest items, reward texts, quest complete headings, and quest journals. And the quest point shop portal previously just teleported you to the start of the latest quest without warning. It now checks the requirements for the latest quest and notifies you where you'll be teleported to. So I mean, everything that they have just fantastic to me. I mean, this does sound like it's going to be easier to write quests for them.
Hopefully. It does sound like they've got a lot going on in the quest department. I mean, maybe this is why there has been a lull in questing.
Yeah, and if that's the case, if this is the reason why, because they're getting all this done, we haven't done that sort of 6 or 8 quests we promised you, because we've been rewriting this and getting it all done, then fine. I am happily accept that I didn't get all those quests this year because I know you're improving it to give me more consistency in quest releases over the next few years.
Yeah, that is actually a good excuse for once, right?
Yep. No. But see, this is the thing. Why didn't they come out and tell us? This is what we're working on. Hey, guys, this is what we're working on.
Because Jagex is really bad at communication. Have you noticed that?
But yeah, they're sitting there apologizing for stupid things that they should not apologize for.
I know. But
just leaving all this high and dry, not telling us
then,
a thing
yeah,
about
then we find out in a design document by like accident. I know. They're really bad at explaining things.
And will then make me sit back and not complain every time.
They really just need to hire us.
Two quests.
It's just they have a really, really bad PR department, and they don't understand that if they just hired a podcast team to take care of it for them.
Yep, I was going to say this is a perfect idea where they could be in contact with. I mean, there's two main podcasts out there. They could.
There's one. There's only one good one though. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, we would be the winners, of course. We are the full entertainment value, not just the just that.
We have the full package.
That's it. But to come onto these shows and say, and we can ask, well, hey, what's happening? What is this happening? And get that information out there to them. I mean, it's free. We won't charge you for you coming onto the show to talk about this stuff, and it's all that free publicity.
Yeah.
I'd happily, if they sat there and they wanted me to write it on Reddit for them afterwards, I'd happily do that for them.
Anyway, replace path system with achievements. This is a growth project to improve the new player experience immediately after Tutorial Island, bridging from Lumbridge to Berthorpe and Taverley. Earlier this year, a recreation of Tutorial Island was trialed as an alternative to Ashdale Tutorial, and new players now start there. Currently in live, players still land in Taverley after Tutorial Island and get pinged via the path system to Blood Pact in Taverley, and then Varrock, with little opportunity to explore and discover and choose your own adventure. I'd intend to fix this ASAP back when I was on the growth team, but shortly after starting this project, I was moved to the mining and smithing project, so I continued it within TAP. The general idea is to build on core fundamentals from Tutorial Island into Lumbridge, but with the greater freedom of choice and player agency than the path system affords. Lumbridge provides a quaint, welcoming environment to sample combat, skilling, trading, and questing. A selection of Lumbridge achievement paths are available to guide the player up to content while encouraging exploration. Daily challenges become available on second login to organically bridge the player to their intensive skilling hub for new players in Berthorpe and Taverley, with further direction provided by Berthorpe and Taverley achievement paths, in particular covering all in the member skills. More hope is that this will create a tasty buffet meal for a new player with Lumbridge as the starter and Berthorpe and Taverley as the main course.
Now,
yep.
Sorry, when I first started this game, you did your. I didn't actually do the original Tutorial Island. Mine was you go in there, you fought that dragon, I think it was, with the old guy, and you come in and you end up in Lumbridge, and you just explored. You walked around Lumbridge. You sort of saw a little mining thing there, a little smithing thing here. It was a great introduction. When I made my Iron Man, again, I did the Ashdale tutorial, which is great step-by-step thing. And then you went straight into Berthorpe Taverley, and you had one sort of section for everything. I love how this is, because the whole idea is that feeling of exploration and such, not being told step-by-step what to do. So
listen,
going back to Lumbridge, I think is perfect.
Tutorials. You wimps. When I started playing this game, I was dropped into Lumbridge next to a signpost with open world PvP asking if I wanted to be a player killer or not. I had no idea what that even meant, and that's all I got. That was RuneScape. Anyway, Ashdale tutorial. In live, new players are currently sent to Tutorial Island, but the Ashdale tutorial still exists, and players who logged out in the Ashdale tutorial before this switch still need to complete it. The Ashdale tutorial has been removed. Players who logged out in Ashdale tutorial area are now bounced to the Lumbridge lodestone as if they'd skipped Tutorial Island. Gudrick in Taverley no longer has an option to teleport to Ashdale. The option to play or replay Ashdale tutorial from Gudrick has been removed. The gangplank at Taverley can now be used to travel to Ashdale without needing to complete a Shadow over Ashdale. During a Shadow over Ashdale, players have a choice to travel to Ashdale at night. Conditional dialogue for completing a Ashdale tutorial has been removed from its citizens. Where possible, your heroism is instead lampshaded for completing a Shadow over Ashdale. Ashdale Church no longer looks like a rapidly dispatched necromancer has desecrated the place, so that's good. The path system. The path system has been removed. Instead, a new player will be given the achievement path child window on the UI when they arrive in Lumbridge and can either make use of its guidance or explore at their leisure. Gudrick in Taverley no longer will guide players through the mentor system and now acts solely as a quest giver for Shadow over Ashdale and as a reward to reclaim for Ashdale tutorial, Morana's headdress, and the path system for the path armor rewards. Players now should give and be able to reclaim their baby troll from the Berthope Challenge Mistress without needing to do anything to unlock it. Major Mary Rancor holds the rest of the Troll Warzone Legacy rewards. The Blood Pact. The Blood Pact has been updated to better reflect how combat has evolved since 2012 and build on Vanaka's guidance. Its tutorials emphasis on Revolution mode, automated ability activation, and ability bar setup over full manual and dragging abilities at each setup. More advanced concepts are covered in the updated Combat Academy. Combat Academy, rather. With the removal of the path system, additional guidance in the Blood Pact for new players can now be disabled by turning off the guidance system in skill settings. Experience guidance system hints. Added a note on the tomb door after the ranged ability tutorial, as the model looks more like a wall than a door, so it's obvious you can leave the room. Xenia will now give food to players at the stage in the which players will receive the staff for the Blood Pact. Added a player chat when the player returns to the catacombs after the Blood Pact to draw attention to the shortcut down to Dagath Nern's dungeon. Removed the introduction to the skill interface at the end of the Blood Pact, and achievement paths. The new player
Do you want me to take over there? Because
yeah,
we've actually read a long bit, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Thanks, I'd appreciate that.
Achievement path. The new player achievement path has been expanded, making a distinct set for Lumbridge and Berthorpe that gives the player more choices and introduce some things that were covered on the path system, like banking and trading. The Combat Academy path includes a new achievement for completing each lesson. These are only on the path system, so don't affect any form of comp. The existing Master Quest Cape achievement to collect the 6 statues in the Lumbridge Catacombs is the new path for that area. A Master Quest Cape achievement has been added to the Lumbridge Catacombs path to assemble the Mask of Dagath Nern. This unlocks a new cosmetic override of the mask. A piece of the Pathfinder outfit will also be given to the player each time they complete an achievement path, if they have the space for it. This is just for convenience and increased sense of reward, and you can claim the full set from Gudrick without completing achievement paths. Achievement paths have been added for the following quest series: Desert, Troll, Cave, Goblin, Elemental Workshop, Penguin, Sea Slug, Fairy, Fremenic, Gnome, Temple Knight, Void Knight, Tsar, Dwarf, Mareki, and Pirate. Achievement path in Legacy. To support the achievement path panel in the Legacy interface, we're not going to do it. The active task button on the Legacy ribbon has been replaced with a button that opens the Achievement Path tab. The Achievement Path child window in Legacy mode has been adapted to fit the size of the Legacy panels. Hide completed and hide lock buttons on the Achievement Path panel have been replaced with icons due to the reduced screen real estate on the Legacy interface. The Lumbridge Combat Academy is now available in Legacy interface mode. It is still disabled in Legacy Combat. Daily challenges. Remove the restriction of only 2 daily challenges in free-to-play. Free-to-play players now get up to 5 daily challenges, the same as members. No, I want 10 now. Beginning daily challenges have been decoupled from the path system, and you can no longer overwrite your daily challenge list by turning on the path system. Beginner challenges are now only given to a new player and will be replaced with proper daily challenges when completed and re-rolled. The tutorial for the daily challenge system is now triggered on second login after exploring Lumbridge.
Want me to pick back up a Game Jam edition?
Yep.
A Game Jam edition, while Gothic Sleeps. While Gothic Sleeps currently has several requirements intended to increase its prestige at the time, but which aren't needed for any narrative or mechanical reason, inflated requirements make it difficult for us to build on existing stories, and many more Grandmasters have since created, so this project trims back the requirements to what the quest truly requires. Removing the following redundant requirements from While Gothic Sleeps are 270 quest points, Morning's End 2, Recipe for Disaster, Summer's End, Swan Song, Zogre Quest, Flesh Eaters. Added Wanted as a requirement to While Gothic Sleeps, as it's needed to talk to Sir Tiffy and be redirected to Acrasay. Added Nature's Spirit, recommended quest, let's see why, for the Druid Pouch Recharge. Added a 25 agility requirement to do While Gothic Sleeps, as you need to jump onto the roof of Lucian's Chaos Temple. Updated a requirement to check on Radimus Urkel when starting While Gothic Sleeps. The option Ivy Sophistus to continue While Gothic Sleeps is now clearly marked instead of being an other topic. Improved the hinting from Reldo to find the hunting expert in the jungle north of Oglog. Let's see. You now have a knife on your tool belt, so when removed, the message won't say you need a knife. Therisk? Let's try the third time's the charm on that one. Therisk was charging 20,000 coins for his Snapdragon seeds. Set the price fixed value of 100 coins. Corrected.
Oh, I like the 20,000 better.
Yeah, right? Corrected required items in the quest overview screen to be more accurately reflected of what the items are actually needed. Okay, and Game Jam Edition, Children of Ma, or Fate of the Gods 2, as it's colloquially known, is the game. This Grandmaster 6th Age quest is required for Sliske's endgame, and currently requires Koshi's Troubles, a mini-quest, which requires Ritual of the Majorat, a Grandmaster quest, which requires most 5th Age quests. This effectively means that Sliske's endgame requires most of the 5th Age, defeating the point of starting a new 6th Age to reduce prerequisites. To resolve this, a 6th Age version of Karashi has been added at the tip of the Frozen Era north of Ruleka, a reasonable distance from Koshi's area, and a player can start Children of Ma by talking to him if they meet the quest requirements. Due to the Balmung, Karshai associated with Bane weapons, and when Mining and Smithing's project is released, this may be the primary Baneite mining area. He may also be used as the tutor for tuning Bane weapons. Koshi's Trouble is now a recommended instead of a requirement quest for Children of Ma. You can still start the quest and access his dialogue from Karshai in Ruleka as before. Updated Children of Ma's quest journal where it refers to Karshai's location. Additional Game Jam additions. That is a redundant statement. Fixed some additional things that lore players asked for during Game Jam. Improved dialogue from Ilona, who replaces Zedia at Lumbridge Catacombs after Heart of Stone. Removed 6th Age dialogue on the Dwarf King in Birthright of the Dwarves, and made the quest of the 5th Age to match the rest of the Rise of the Red Axe series. Acadia, the Exile 6th Age quest topics now appear after you've completed Birthright of the Dwarves. Haven't you heard? Guthix is dead. Saradomin's defeated Zamorak at the Battle of Lumbridge. Removed the 6th Age dialogue. Lathis is in the Plague's End, and made the 5th Age quests match the rest of the Elves quest series. Changed the 6th Age dialogue, World Guardian reference, in Beneath Kurd's Ties to only appear in the completed World Awakes, and make the quest ambiguous age. Added suggestion requirements of Nomad's Requiem and Nadir, unabridged saga, to Dishonored Among Thieves. Added suggestions requirements of Dishonored Among Thieves to Evil Dave's Big Day Out. Added suggestions requirements of rune mechanics, because Kipple is a rune guardian, and players felt strongly about this, to Fate of the Gods, because Elder Gods, for the same reason, to Heart of Stone. And there you go, part 3.
On to decluttering Berthorpe and Tabley. Designed to come, depending on how 3 goes, and since there's likely to be varying opinions on the map layout, likely to aim to deliver a design by the end of Game Jam rather than an implementation. Here's some of the players' designs to whet your appetite, and they've just got some links there to Aquamancer, Wahistel, Kite. Oh, they're obviously players, but they have some Twitter images and such there, so you can go and have a look at that. But you'll sort of find out more of that at the end of Game Jam. So fingers crossed, we'll have information on a Sunday when we do the next podcast. Number 4, additional stretch goals. I'll continue on because that was a really short one for you. Give you a bit of a break. Other game, you notice I chose all the short ones for myself.
That worked out well for you, didn't it?
It did. Additional stretch goals. Other game jam suggestions I've received, prioritizing the above, but keeping here for reference. Chronicle order of quests. Create an achievement path for an optimal linear order to complete all quests, incorporating narrative, chronology, difficulty, requirements, and ease of access. Possibly might be achieved by the quest source provided above. Amascat and Fangride are working on the list. A Northern Asgarnia cleanup. Pretty much block the road to Goblin Village, both in terms of visual and convenience, continuity. It feels really squeezed between the walls of Goblin Village, Berthorpe, and Miazka's Tower. Doesn't feel right theme-wise, even though it was originally Saradominus. It's still a Zamarakian place squeezed between a Bandosian, Saradominus, and Gathixian location. However, I feel it would make sense for it to be further from Falador, as it is graphically and architecturally style seems much older than the architecture of Falador, so it's possibly an old temple that was captured long ago. It could be placed where it was currently there as just a rock formation there. Move captured Chaos Temple back to where it originally was, right near the wilderness border, northwest of the Goblin Village. They want to remove all remnants of Bandos' Scarecrow, marked by red circles on the map that they have there. Although they may serve some immersive role, the area is simply too cluttered with Goblin Village, the Tower, Rune Crafting Altar, and Ubius Portal all squeezed there. Just like Lumbridge Crater was cleaned up of war camps, so should this area be cleaned up of Bandosian rubble. Only stuff that should remain is obviously Bandos' head, the altar, and the portal. Removing the rubble would also make the Mind Altar more prominent and accessible. They want to move the heist access ladder to a members area, Brimhaven, northwest of player-owned house.
Can we fix heist while we're there?
Why don't they just stick that in the minigame area as well?
I thought you were going to say stick it in the trash. Thank you for not saying that.
No, I like heist.
Me too. I'm glad you didn't say that. I really want them to fix heist. I like heist. I mean, it like 50-50 works. It's some of the maps don't work. It's not all the maps. It's like it's half the maps.
Yeah. It's it, and it's just difficult because if you get the wrong one, it stuffs everything up. But as I said, I mean, they've got that mini.
Yep, lost you there.
Yeah,
you cut out there for a second.
Oh, sorry. So they moved the minigame hub. They've got that. They moved Face Punch Bonanza down there.
Yeah.
Put them. I mean, what's the point in having heist in a ladder outside?
Yeah, minigames have gone underground. That's the
put them
world
all
we
into
live
that
in.
hub. Yeah, just put them all into that hub.
Nothing wrong with that.
Have yourself a ladder there if you want to climb up to it, and it goes through into the sky. But I
who
would just
can't?
leave it all down there.
Like why does heist have to be in the sky? Like who?
Yeah.
Who said it had to be in the sky? No one.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be in the sky. It's just cops and robbers.
That's it. It doesn't really fit thematically, and visually it's confusing and useless for free players. Plus, it doesn't feel right for criminals to settle entrance to their ship right next to a Saradominus village.
That's true.
Well, again, yeah. But if they just stick it there, it's a minigame. Put it in the minigame hub. down in that little cave, and away you go. And that'll let especially new players, know more about things. Hey, look at all these mini games. Oh, this is a members one. What's this one about? Bang, they can see it. They can learn about it. If there's other people down there, they can ask people about it. If it's all in the one area.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going. Remove certain quest requirements. I'm considering looking at simplifying some quest requirements during a game jam to help alleviate the complex web they've become. First priority is to remove quest requirements that are, as far as we can tell, not mechanically or narratively necessary. Note this won't affect rewards, and if it turns out the requirements are actually necessary without more than trivially changing the quest, I'll keep them as is. So obviously, he's gone through the Gothic Sleeps ones. Ritual of the Madrat. Fairy Tale 2 instead of Fairy Tale 3 for fairy rings. Downgrade rocking out to Cabin Fever. The Branches of Darkmire will remove the Legends quest requirement. The Legends quest requirement will remove the Underground Pass. The Throne of Miscellanea will remove the Heroes quest.
Hana is screaming at work right now.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about all of it. Heroes quest will remove Merlin's Crystal and the Lost City. The Abyss mini quest will remove Rune Mysteries. A Swan Song will remove One Small Favor. Lunar Diplomacy will remove Shiloh Village. Haunted Mine will remove Priest in Peril and Nature Spirit. Rumdill will remove Zoga Flesh Eaters. Dealing with Scabarus will remove Zoga Flesh Eaters, and as a first resort will also remove Flesh Eaters. This is a little more contentious, and whether I get around to doing it depends on how smoothly the above goes. But some quests could also be lowered from hard requirements to soft recommendations, particularly 5th Age requirements for 6th Age quests. Proposed quest requirements to recommended quests. One of a kind... Grandmaster, the World Wakes Grandmaster, they want to remove that as a Grandmaster. King's Ransom, Experience, The Mighty Fall, a Master, My Big Arms Adventure, Intermediate, Chaos Tunnels, The Hunt for Sorok, a mini quest. Heroes Welcome is Experience, Lunar Diplomacy, Experience, Taibo, 1A Trio, Intermediate, and ideally review/improve Barbarian training, so unlocking the Ancient Cavern is less of a headache. The Light Within Grandmaster, Temple of Sentistan Master, only required to unlock Seren spells and curses. Custom recommended text like The World Wakes. Nomad's Elegy, a Master. Nomad's Requiem, a Grandmaster. The Void Stairs back, a Grandmaster. And Throne of Miscellanea, an Experienced. Note, they need to check if Jessica, Karasi, and Brand/Astrid can be determined without requirements. Pathfinder cosmetic. They want to add a Pathfinder armor as a cosmetic override unlock. Novice World Wakes. Considering making the World Wakes novice difficulty, lower combat difficulty, possibly scaling to the player level. Also review recommended quests that unlock rewards, e.g. ROB instead of branches. Add 5th Age series completed since 2012. So they want to make World's Wake a novice quest, basically. That sickens me. Convert the World Wakes from Grandmaster to novice. Make the World Wakes combat doable as a brand new player, possibly implementing level scaling. Investigate required quests for full rewards. Consider whether to remove Branches of Darkmire or upgrade to all complete series Marek and Pirates.
If it again,
Fate of the Gods. Yep.
If it's helping players get into the new series, and that means they're gonna pop out more quests in those series, I'm not against it. Just for the first quest.
I am, for the simple fact they're not going to understand half the stuff that's going on, and quests are not going... I mean, if you're not following the quest for the lore and such of it, I mean, the people just doing it are going to lose so much understanding of that quest. And they're probably going to say, what is this crap? I hate it. I hate quests. Bang. I mean, There's a reason,
Perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, maybe because I'm a lore lover, I sort of feel that way more than anything.
I jumped into the world wakes pretty much not knowing what the hell was going on and enjoyed it.
Yeah, but
and
you also... Yeah, but you've also been around in the game for a long time. Imagine as a brand new player, you've never played RuneScape before, you've come in, you start doing it, you jump straight into this one here, where all of a sudden you're killing Guthics and you're doing all that type of stuff. You're like, who's Guthics? Oh, well, you know.
Yeah.
And then you go back and start doing all these other quests, and you try and hang on, Guthics, isn't he dead? And you just don't have.
There's no emotion attached to it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, that's it's up to them. Moving on, Fate of the Gods. Lower it to an intermediate or experience level quest. Scale down combat and skill requires a ton since several Grandmaster quests require it. Quest portal improvement. Add choice of last 5 quest teleports to a quest portal. Ensure the UI and chat matches its new function. Talk to Dave to clarify the suggestion. So, yeah, please, Dave, Mr. Osborne, Daddy, don't do it. Garden of Tranquility 2, midi quest to rebuild the statues you took from Falador Square and Lumbridge Castle.
See, I'd like that as like a little bottle quest.
That I like, yeah.
That'd be cute. I like that as a little
that type of thing I like. The only thing I am really set against is that Novice World Wakes one.
Yeah, I got to do more. I gotta like actually think about this and see what we're talking about when we're talking about like the World Wakes. They want to take the World Wakes, which is currently what?
It's I think it's technically classed as a Grandmaster at the moment.
Okay.
And they just want to make it. They just want to make it a novice quest. But the thing with the World Wakes, you are running through the whole thing. That's the one where Slisky kills Guthics at the end. So you're missing all that Slisky storyline. You're missing all the Guthics knowledge. Even those other creatures in there, the World Guardians and all that. You're not going to understand any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is one quest that is so lore heavy that you really need a lot of backstory from those previous quests to understand what's going on. That's
I understand. I understand where you're coming from. As someone who I know you really appreciate your lore and your quests, and to see them devalued like that, I can understand that could be that's a real low blow to you.
Well, not so much develop because I don't care. I'm still going to do them as so. But I'm just thinking for newer players coming in, for their appreciation of everything, I don't think they're going to get that appreciation out of these quests, and they want to stop people space barring through quests. Well, don't do things like this.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if that's what I don't think that's what the goal of this is. I don't think the goal of this is to stop people from space barring. I think the goal of this is to get people through the content so they can get to their end game quicker. That's what I think this is.
Yeah.
And
that just takes away the whole idea. I mean, RuneScape, as we've always said, is so unique with their lore in quests and the way they do quests. Stop making quests like this and just go kill 100 of these and then
that's the unfortunate thing is RuneScape has actually good quests and you shouldn't want to rush through them. But
it actually looks like there's changes being made because it's jumping around.
Oh, let's see.
He's got more WGS. Remove Idria's quest dialogue about the return to Armadillo. Make Elite Khazard's guards in Mavario's base aggressive, and ensure Turiel uses the correct model in the White Knight's castle. He's just changed a couple of extra things there. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The whole idea, I mean, RuneScape is so unique. You play the quest because there is nothing else like them out there.
Yeah.
And, you really get into it. Now, making it... I mean, cutting down battles and things like that, I have no problem whatsoever in helping people get through those battles, story mode type things easier. I have no issue with that at all.
Yeah,
that is fine. Making things brighter and easier to use. If there's a help mode for puzzles for people who don't like puzzles and things like that, no issue whatsoever.
She was at DX last night.
But when you're cutting out a whole chunk of lore that the people sort of to understand the quest, that's where I sort of draw the line.
No, I don't blame you. TX last night was testing out the armor, the new quest armor for like when it gets stronger every time you die at a boss. He was just purposely throwing himself at the pirate boss, just killing himself, just to see what it was like to get the armor stronger. It's just like you funny. He's just a funny dude.
He's funny. I would have watched that one.
Yeah, he was streaming and just killing himself. Anyway,
I still, when you speak of DX, the first thing that always pops in my mind now is when he traded in a master quest, down to an elite quest. Just what? That just got me, that one.
every year he does something that blows my mind. I love him. Last year it was the Rune Urethral. This year it's the Master Quest Master Trade Down.
Urethral.
We all have our moments. When you're a live streamer, you're gonna do something stupid on camera every year.
Well, we've all done it, but his ones are just so memorable.
I know. All right, let's keep going on to weapon diversity.
Your one for me was always the map of Europe.
Oh yeah, I'm never gonna live that down. Never in my life. I'm just hoping.
Anyway,
I'm just hoping eventually no one will remember it. In like 10 years.
I'll if I'm still here, I'll be bringing it up just to keep it in everyone. And all your new people have always got to bring that up. I might even put it as a best of at the end of once a month at the end.
I'm hoping eventually there'll be T-shirts and mugs. You know.
Yeah, that's it. We'll name this country.
All right, so we got
this one is one I'm excited about.
Yeah, me too. This is the weapon diversity. And this is being worked on by what is this, Mod Pi and Shogun, I believe.
Yep.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure I'm giving credit to the right mods here. All right. So, introduction. The Weapon Type Diversity Project aims to give every weapon type in the game a unique effect which spans all combat tiers. A good example of this in-game currently is the effect halberds and scythes have, which increases the size of AoE abilities by 1 tile range. By doing this, we are hoping to add another layer of depth to the combat system to make obscure weapons type like javelins and warhammers more relevant and to provide more depth, in the amount of combat rewards we can offer. During Game Jam, we will be prototyping and testing not only our ideas, but your suggestions, so please join in, and you could find your suggestions entering the game. Guidelines for suggestions. Weapons available from the start of the game should not offer heavily complex effects. In terms of how powerful the effect can be, think of extra range of scythes, Chinchampas turning everything into an AoE, etc. You can suggest just an effect without the type of weapon you think it would go with. Try not to make it too complex. If you cannot explain it in one tweet, then it probably is too complex to fit into an item tooltip. It can, however, be a simple effect with a complex relationship to the rest of the item. Please keep to the weapon types listed below. Make suggestions with abilities in mind rather than legacy. Types. Yep.
What I would like to do there is anything that says legacy, we will not accept.
Types can have more than one effect. Think about what problem your effect solves or when your effect would be used in game currently. Please try to stay on topic. This isn't a project to fix all the things in combat. Where to make suggestions? Please tweet at Jagex Pi, at Jagex Shogun, at Jagex Iago with the hashtag RSWepDiversity. You can also join discord.gg. It's just rs/rs, right? Discord.me/rs is the short link to get into the RuneScape Discord.
And then you can pick which one you want to
go then there's a whole list of rooms, and you can join the weapon diversity room if you'd like. But Twitter is the best place. They prefer Twitter if you want to get specifically in contact with them. Anyway, effect breakdown. I'll read effect breakdown, and then I'll do the stab, and then I'll do melee basically, and then you can do magic. All right, melee, stab, dagger. Let's see, we have guaranteed critical hit against unaware enemies. That sounds complicated to code. Status, testing feedback needs to be changed to a chance to crit hit. Flanking can have 100% uptime, forceful backhand, assault to destroy all the crits.
With that one where they say hit unaware, so it's whether the enemy's either stunned, they're out of So when you first run in, hit it with a
stun.
Hit it with the dagger first, and then you can swap to something else. Or if you're flanked it. So yeah, you're running in, it's just sitting there. Stab it with a dagger, and then you can do a quick weapon switch.
I'm way too lazy for that shit. All right, short sword has nothing listed currently. The rapier has a chance to use a main hand auto attack instantly after using an ability. That's currently in the prototyping phase.
Ooh, almost a 40 auto attack.
Yeah. Hasta gains access to two-handed abilities when using a shield in testing. That is really kind of cool. Spear, stacking accuracy buffs, clears all stacks when you move. Interesting. So it's like a planted feet idea, sort of. That's in the prototype stage. Defender allows the both use of dual wielding and shield abilities, provided that already exists in game, obviously. So I don't need to talk about that. Slash, nothing for scimitar. So if you have any ideas for the scimitar, get at it.
What I'd like to see with Defender, though, is an ability to perhaps build up. So
scimitar. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, the Defender. Sorry. Get that boost a little bit higher, reducing it by 50 to 100% damage and providing 20% accuracy for next attack. Maybe there is a chance when you say using a defender with a short sword, it'll increase that because you're getting in a bit closer, so it's going to be more effective. Maybe have that sort of work with other ones and things like that would be sort of something, But anyway, go on. Sorry.
Morning, Linda. Hope you're having a good day. Scimitar. So I love scimitars. Like they've always been one of my favorite weapons in the game. What I would love to see on the scimitar is a parrying ability where maybe occasionally it has a 10% chance to reflect incoming damage based on I don't know, maybe weapon damage and some other stats. But like scimitars are very I don't know. They're really agile weapons. They're fast weapons, and they're really good at like slinking in combat. They're really good at just being defensive. So I feel they're a lot like rapiers, to be honest with you.
Where you can you sort of got them together. So maybe like a something like a reflect, where it has a chance to reflect sort of reflects half of that damage back. Maybe using a rapier gives you a chance of only getting half the damage when when it sort of when its special hits. It's you got a chance of receiving only half damage rather than the full damage. Things like that.
Longsword also has nothing listed for it at the moment, unfortunately, and Battle Axe is also empty. Two-handed sword, increased crit chance the lower the enemy's health is, kind of like the Darok's weapon, sort of. That's in the prototyping stage. Scythe or Halberd, of course, we already know what that does. That already exists in game.
Yep.
Crush already exists, has the prayer stat bonus, which we all know and love. Warhammer has nothing at the moment. And Maul has prototyping a stacking buff after killing an enemy, dropping off that it has a drop-off stack, basically. So if you can continuously kill enemies, you can stack that buff, and it will start dropping off as the carnage decreases, obviously. That's a cool idea. It kind of goes with the name. You're mauling people, and you're stacking up those kills, and then it will decrease and go down as you as the mayhem decreases. I like that. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, some interesting ones there. Moving on to the...
Real quick, Death Star has an idea. Simi should have a bleeding effect since it's slash. That's not a bad idea. Maybe maybe a passive inflicted bleeding attack. That's not a bad idea, Death Star. Like that.
I do like that one.
Go ahead, passing it off to Pern. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, so magic weapons. Staff has nothing. Wand has nothing. Orb, chance to perform an offhand auto attack after using an ability. They are prototyping that. The book has no effect, and the rebounder, which is an existing one, allows the use of both dual wield and shield abilities, providing a 3%. Basically, the rebounder is a defender for magic, so it just does everything the same there. Spells, the fire, enemy explodes in a 1/1 AoE on death. They are prototyping that. Air will have higher accuracy but lower damage, prototyping. Nothing for water. Earth, they will have higher damage but lower accuracy, and they are prototyping that.
Interesting.
Onto ranged arrows. Short bow will deal more damage the closer you are to the enemy. So if you're like 1 tile away as opposed to 4 tiles away, you'll do more damage to them. Shield bow has nothing. Composite bow, also nothing at the moment. Charge bow doesn't require arrows, which is obviously the existing one. Onto bolt types. The two-handed crossbow and the pistol crossbows, they have nothing. The Repriser, again, it is the range version of the Defender, so it just does the same as a Defender. And thrown weapons, dart and knives, they have nothing for at the moment. Axes, chance for the ability to chain onto the next target, max range of 5, can stack but rolls again. They're prototyping that.
I want darts. I want darts to stick into your target, causing residual damage over time. That would be cool.
Yeah. I want throwing stars. Javelin, do auto damage on everything between me and my target. Target affects target location 2, prototyping. So auto damage between me. So if you've got sort of 3 creatures standing in between you and the one you're throwing it at, it'll actually do damage on those 3 as well. So I do like that one.
Yeah. That is pretty cool. Any AoE damage, I am all over.
Yeah. And Chinchomper's, obviously, all abilities are AoE. Which is an existing one. And that is basically it for this. So not a whole lot of information.
Yeah, it looks like they're still looking for player help. So please, again, Jagex Pi, Jagex Shogun, Jagex Iago, tweet them if you could fill in the blanks here. Or join the Discord, discord.me/rs. They are looking for feedback to fill in the blanks. If you can help them fill in the blanks, they're looking for help all weekend. Again, this document will be filled out all weekend. We'll be covering it again on Sunday, more than likely. So, good stuff. That's the last document I think we have for Game Jam, if I'm correct here. So I believe we're moving into the player support section?
I believe so.
So that's good stuff. Again, we'll be touching on Game Jam again on Sunday, so you can look forward to another little batch. Hopefully, they will be a lot more fleshed out again by that time. So we can, get a full update and check back in and see how that goes. Holy crap, my phone will just not stop vibrating, but I don't think it's picking up on the audio. So we're all right, I think. But my phone, I really wish my phone would just go into silent mode. Anyway, it's like, all right, cool. So we have the player support stats for the 1st to the 7th of October. They don't do this as much as they used to. So it's nice to see it when they do it.
And you had a good reason why they do that now.
Yeah, they don't need to do it as much as they used to because they're actually doing it well. So here we go. It says here, hello, here in player support, we want to be as transparent as possible, which is why we share our department stats with the community on a weekly basis. So here are player contacts. We received a total of 15,707 tickets this week, with the majority of contact regarding account help issues. Let's see here. So, again, support tickets, 2,228 were support. Account recovery appeals were 4,663. Offensive names were 3,056. Offense appeals 84. Tweets 893. Ban appeals 4783. Action taken, no action taken were 2748. Offensive were 308, and staff impersonation were actually 0. That's good. Let's see, they granted appeals on 41 of those. They denied appeals on 43, and they didn't need to secure any of them. So again, that's where we're seeing a drastic drop in actual, I guess, hijackings overall on RuneScape 3 accounts, which I think
as
is a
more
good
and
thing.
more people use Account Guardian.
Authenticator, rather, but yeah.
Authenticator, I should say. Yeah. Jeez, I'm going back a few years there.
With every new contact, it's important to respond quickly. Here are their response times. Within an hour, they're at 22%. Within 12 hours, they're at 72%. Within 24 hours, they're at 87%. Within 48 hours, they're at 96%. So there's still 4% that they're not responding to within 48 hours.
That may be because of investigations they have to do, which just may be delayed things. So, yeah. So, I mean, but still, 96% in 48 hours is remarkable.
Death Star saying he does not tweet, but he does birdwatch. I do. I birdwatch as well. I am an avid member of the Audubon Society.
I've had, I've told you my old joke, haven't I? What do you do if a bird shits on your head?
Oh, boy. I'm afraid.
Never take her out again?
Oh, God.
I think I have used it on the show before, so... That's an old Aussie joke.
Of course it is. I like to say, culture travels a lot slowly over the ocean. Anyway, let's see here. Resolving your issue... I already read that part. Yeah, going back in time. See, travels. Anyway, as you can see, we resolved around 3/4 of all your issues in just one reply, but we continue to work hard to reduce 3+ of your reply contacts. We review these contacts.
Sorry, you did skip that part.
Oh, I did I?
You're resolving our issues. In our first response is a key measure of success, and here, while it won't be all possible, this is what they were aiming for. So in one reply was 74%, in 2 replies was 19%, and 7% took 3 or more.
There you go. So, so as you can see, we resolved 3/4 of issues in just one reply, but we continue to work as hard to reduce the 3+ reply contacts. We review these contacts regularly to see why the ticket required 3 or more responses from Jagex to resolve. Player satisfaction is also key to measuring how satisfied you are with the service we offer. At the end of every contact, we provide players the opportunity to fill out quick surveys about their experience. This week, 82% of players were satisfied with the service we received, leaving 18% unsatisfied. We investigate all unsatisfied contacts to understand if there were anything we could have done differently, but we find the majority of the cases are of banned or hijacked accounts. Which
surprise.
Yeah, generally the case, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not happy because you wouldn't let me steal that account.
Generally. So we also measure a lot of data about the support center, including overall views, searches, and most viewed pages. Here's a snapshot of what we had in store for us. 100,984 visited the support center looking for answers for questions. 7,661 players used the search feature to find what they were looking for. Here's the breakdown. Account bans, 15,291 views for that page. My account was locked, 7,062 views for that page. And OSRS mobile frequently asked questions, 5,607. Here are the top searches. Hacked, 321. Contact, 183. Banned, 148. Hacked, contact, and banned, the most searched terms on RuneScape. If those are your most searched terms, yeah, those are your most searched terms, don't you think you should maybe make it easier to find out, like, what to do when you're hacked, how to contact you, and what to do when you're banned? Because, like, I don't know. It's still pretty hard to, like, to figure that stuff out. Maybe when you click on support, there should just be a big red button for hacked, contact, and banned? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, well, that's it. But and they have, like, there's like an auto tweet to, to whoever the account security mod who's on duty at the time, bang, so they can instantly look at that account, see if there's anything done, lock the account, and then they can investigate it all. And,
for real, pay me like $5 an hour, and I'll pick up my phone when I feel like it, and occasionally I will help players get their account back. Yes, you'll have to give me access to player records. Yes, I'll have to see all their account data. Yeah, you'll have to trust me with millions of records. But some people will get their accounts back. And it'll help people in the long run. Anyway. Sorry. I need to eat some yogurt here to coat my throat, which I know they say dairy and vocal work doesn't go together. It's a lie. It
is. Because I drink a glass of milk and it just puts that nice smooth.
Yeah.
in your throat. It doesn't tickle. Your throat stops tickling, and you can talk more.
Right? Like, it's coating my throat, and like I can talk again. Like,
yep. No, I totally agree with you there.
I don't know. It must be a singing thing because you need the lower part of you. I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe.
But for whatever reason, like my voice comes back
Talking?
when I eat some yogurt. Yeah, I don't know. But my I can feel like I was losing my voice, but now it's coming back after coating my throat. Anyway, anti-cheating bans. Keeping your game free of cheats is a top priority for the investigations into the community team, ICU. So here's how many accounts we've banned for cheating this week. Please remember, your reports are really useful, so please do flag bots in-game to us. So again, RuneScape, they put a temp ban on 620 accounts this week, and they permabanned 13,859.
So 3.5 times more in old school than RuneScape again.
Yeah, old school RuneScape temp ban 419 accounts, and they permaban 42,029. So yeah, you can add the two together if you want. I'm not gonna.
55,888.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, 13,000 in RuneScape, 42,000 old school shows. There's 3.5 times more in old school than in ice, and that just shows the anti-cheating stuff that we have on here does work, and I think it's keeping out a lot of those botters. And again, as you said, because they do have free to play over in old school, and all those bots that they have over there just makes it so easy to do there.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it at RuneFest firsthand. Half of the old school panel was just them deleting bots. That's apparently a skill in old school RuneScape, is just bot deletion. That's what they do for their free time. I should probably put a well down here. I've been here long enough that I can contribute to the community. This isn't World 84. I can't see my spare monitor. My side monitor. Sorry. All right, shall I move on to the next topic at hand?
We can do that. Did you want me to read this one since I put it up?
That would be nice. I just hit 112, 113 Herblore. Thank you.
Oh, very nice. So I hit 109 runecrafting a little while ago.
Congratulations.
Okay, this is a possible solution to swap between RS3 and old school Jagex, and old school through Jagex, and not through trust trades. So this person says, Blizzard has a currency that can be redeemed between their games for credit, but it is purchased through the World of Warcraft. I think it's called a token. It's similar to a bond in that you can pay for your membership with it, but you can also use it to purchase products in their other games. What if we can redeem bonds in such a way that it is credited to your account? We can purchase a bond with RS3GP, redeem it to a credit on our accounts, then redeem this credit to buy a bond in old school, and then sell it for the OSRSGP value on the GE. I understand that this would need a way to connect the two economies slightly, but this would reduce the risk of scams and would reduce the amount of money going to potential real-world traders. Edit, recently someone who swapped from one to another got a short ban for trading with an account linked to a real-world trader and therefore was guilty by association, which got me thinking about a solution. Well, again, they don't encourage swapping between the two.
Yeah, and it is dangerous for that specific reason. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and again, the whole problem with this type of thing is what we're seeing right now, where a lot of the RS3 high-level PVM community has run over to old school to do their new Theatre of Blood. They can make a ton of GP over there, buy those bonds, then come over here and dump it all here, and it's going to affect our economy. So with this trading thing that they do now, at least they lose. I think they have to pay 15% of whatever it is to the gold traders and such, and they do take that risk of losing that money altogether by scams. If you swap and you get scammed, I just laugh my tits off at you because you deserve it. You shouldn't be swapping gold. It's not encouraged by Jagex. It's not something that they officially say that you can do, but there's not a lot that they can do to swap it.
Right.
But the reason I wanted to bring this up is, and you said the same thing. You didn't want to put this one in because you thought the same as I did about affecting the economy. But yeah,
It's and I'm just to play devil's advocate for a second here, since no one's going to advocate for this. Jagex technically already has a system in place where this could work. Jagex has another currency called J-coins on their back end that they use that actually is in between games that affects both games. That is universal between games, and that's actually used universally between all of their games, and it actually could be used between Fun Orb. Like, it could literally be transferred between any of their game clients if needed. So it's not out of the question that it could be done. The system actually exists. It would just need to be probably coded to accept bonds to be transferred into J-coins, which I imagine probably isn't incredibly complicated to code, but would obviously need some work to be done. It's just a matter of, is it a good idea? And I don't think it's a good idea. I think we got a comment in the chat here. Let's see. Blake comes saying, it shouldn't be done at a 1-to-1 ratio. You would have to credit the account as like a 95% value to discourage it, but have it as an option. But still, it is a big ask. Yeah, it is definitely a big ask. It's dangerous to ask. It could definitely destabilize the economies because they're very different games. Now, yeah, Blizzard has done it and it's definitely seen some success. They have a very different type of game economy, though. Their games have very different types of economies. RuneScape's economies are very open and tradable. Blizzard's game economies are very closed, and very not. They're very walled gardeny, and like the items you buy are just like they're yours now, and there's not really much you can do about that. At least that's how I remember it being. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been like 14 years. So, you know, I really don't. I wish I had Sudwood or Hana here to bolster my Blizzard knowledge, but I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I stand on that. I think it's dangerous. It's a dangerous path to take. It could be very lucrative for Jagex to do that. Because again, it takes the sync out of the player's hands and puts it into Jagex's hands, right? You know, is that money sync right now is going into the player's hands, and that money sync right now is just a GP sync. It could be a real cash sync instead, but it isn't right now. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just, as I said, just because of the way the economies are,
I don't want it. I know that,
the way
but if it happens, like I'm not, I can't do anything about it. But I personally would like to see it not happen. Yeah,
because what is it at the moment? I think it's 6 million old school for 10 million RS3 or something like that is what they charge. But anyway, I don't think it's going to be healthy for the game to do something like that personally. As I said, my stance is and always will be that Jagex should say it is against the rules of the game. If you get caught doing it, you will cop a ban. And, I don't want a permaban, but a 7-day ban. Second offense, 30-day ban. And then perhaps if you continue doing it, then it might be time for a permaban. But I'd like to see sort of maybe 7, 14, 30-day bans.
Again, it's
people doing it, but it's too hard to police.
So hard to police that I'm like, I can't even ask them to do that. Like, if you catch someone with their pants down, fine. But I don't know how to even go about doing that to even start saying to do that. But anyway, let's move along. That is like a whole nother can of worms that could be its own podcast. So let's continue on here and talk about something that I think is probably more, maybe it's its own controversial topic. It's a controversy scape here. This is by T-Fish, who says, Jagex needs to check all the ads applying to their free key program for scams. Which, again, this is 97% upvoted. And this is a straw man, if I've ever heard a straw man, because they literally can't. I'm going to just... spoilers... They can't, but I'll read it anyway.
Much as we'd love them to, and we don't like these free key ad things that they do, they're not in control of the actual ads that go on.
Basically, what this 97% upvote is really saying, you can throw this title out the window, put it in the bin, or just what translation is what I'm trying to say here. What 494 people, including myself, are really saying here is this program needs to be replaced with a better program. Anyway, allow me to read on here. I've been playing this game for years, and I've honestly just now looked at the free keys program. The offers at the top of the free keys offered by Peanuts Lab are usually okay, even if most of them will kick you out and say you're not worthy after giving them some personal info. But most of these offers will take you through a thing and asking for every piece of personal info you can give, and then will intentionally lock up the page and say that you didn't give them anything. Jagex, this looks bad on you. You're associating yourself with blatant scams and saying these things are offers and are legitimate. This is the most egregious one I've found, claiming to be the Nielsen Company. You know, the people who send special cable boxes out to people to monitor what they watch. And personally, I have been a Nielsen person. I literally had a box, not a cable box, but a scanner installed in my house where I scanned all my grocery products. And like literally everything I bought, I scanned and sent them back to their company, and they would send me money for it. And it was cool. The real Nielsen Company. Anyway, moving along. I looked up the LLC associated with this company that was listed on their webpage and found that they had nothing to do with the real Nielsen Corporation. It was a flat-out scam to get ignorant users to turn over their private information for a handful of keys they might not even get at all. Jagex, you need to monitor this stuff, otherwise you're just as complicit in the scams as the people perpetrating them. Again, yeah, they have no say in what goes on in the earn program. Unfortunately, the companies that vet these ads are Peanut Labs, Supersonic Ads, and whatever the third one is, I can't remember. And who cares? Because they're just criminals. What needs to be done is these companies need to be replaced with more reputable companies if they exist.
I was going to say if you could find one.
From what I understand, the new thing that really has taken the mobile market by storm are just watching ads. Like the earn program is basically just you watch like a 15 to 30 second advertisement.
Yeah, get a lot of those now.
Yeah, and that's just the new thing, and like then you get your one or two key or whatever, and that's it. There's no strings attached. You watch an ad and that's it, and that just seems to be the best thing. It's like, because it's really hard to get people to watch ads these days, so getting someone to watch a 15 to 30 second ad is actually kind of a big deal. So
I'd much prefer to see something like that.
Yeah,
as well.
like yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is I mean, all these things. I mean, we saw what Facebook did with who was just selling everyone's information all the time, and that's like a big legit company. So imagine these little companies that really fly under the radar and do all this type of thing, and all the information you're giving them, there's a reason that they give free stuff away, because that free stuff is for your information. That's the only reason they're giving that free stuff, so that they can get your information and use it for hopefully just marketing purposes. But in a lot of cases, I mean, they are for nefarious reasons. You know, just a it's just unsafe to give out all that. And today's, I don't know, you go back 15 years ago, you would never put information on the internet that we put out there now. You'd go to a marketing thing and they'd be asking you for all this stuff on a piece of paper. I'm not giving you all that, and you'd throw it in the bin.
Right.
But when it's up in front of you on the internet, people are just so happy just to type everything in. Your date of birth, in America, I don't know if you give out social security numbers, but here, we need to verify you. Just put in your credit card number. No charges will be made, but you've put that credit card number in and you put your little CCV number on the back in there.
Yeah.
They have that information.
And they could just sell it to anyone they want.
That's exactly right.
Or it could literally just be, it could fall on the ground. Someone could pick it up. Like, you don't know who knows where they're filing that information. Are they keeping it safe? Like, you don't know.
Is it kept in plain text, or is it is it encoded? Because even if they are a legit company, and that if they keep it in plain text and someone hacks into it, we all remember Sony a few years ago.
Sure.
Things happen, and it's just like, but we seem to give out our information so freely over the internet that you would never ever do in real life. And that information is being used, and you do not know the people who are getting it, the people who are accessing it, what their security and such is like. It's just a very dangerous thing to get a few free dollars, you know?
Yeah. And that's, unfortunately, the allure of a few free treasure hunter keys in trade for your personal information. May seem like a good deal at the time when Super Prismania Plus is on, but after those keys run out, that's when their regret starts to set in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we were talking about a lot of these things where you've got to subscribe to something.
Oh, yeah.
They'll give you a 3-day free trial or a 1-day free trial, but on you've put your credit card in, and unless you have sort of opted out within a certain amount of time.
Sometimes they still even charge you when you opt out.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah,
I've heard horror stories about that.
You didn't do that in time. You didn't opt out in time. Still charge you for a month or 3 months or whatever. So, yeah, you've just got to be really, really careful. And as I said, if you really want those free keys for Prismanians, that's just earn some gold, buy some bonds, keep them in your bank, and then when they come up, you've got those keys there ready. Those bonds ready to buy those in the.
If you want to have Prismania, you want to be ready for a cool promotion. The best thing to do is prepare for it, you know? Have the money ready. Have the bonds ready. Buy the bonds when the promotion isn't on. You don't buy the bonds the day of the promotion, you know?
Exactly.
That's the thing. You expect that the promo is coming. You don't know it's coming. You don't know when it's coming. Just know it's coming, you know? Be ready for it.
Start saving. When I buy my bonds, it's usually over that sort of March, April period.
Yeah.
That tends to be sort of when they start going down. When Premier Club finishes, about 2 weeks after there, you see a pretty decent drop in bond prices.
Yeah.
You'll see that for a couple of months, and then as you come into America's summer, they will start creeping up again as the kids want to buy their 3-month memberships and such. But just buy a few then. Yeah, save your gold, buy a few then, and then you've always keep a couple in your bank just ready to go.
Yep. Anyway. Mac users ignored by Jagex. 2 weeks of Telos unable to be done. So, according to Jagex mod Flame, they say.
No, can I read what he says first though?
Sure.
You can read the answer, but I want to read what he says.
Yeah, go ahead.
Several Mac users have reported client freezing during cutscenes into P5 and various points during P4. JMods gathered our Mac specs to try to replicate issues, but we have never heard back from him regarding if they could replicate it or even fix it. I and other users are extremely disappointed being locked out of content we enjoy for 2 weeks now. I have recorded the bug via in-game means and also have tried other fixes such as deleting cache and letting it fully re-download. Nothing has fixed it. I feel like they're screwed something up on their end, as I have done hundreds of kills without the issue prior to 2 weeks ago, along with multiple other Mac users experiencing the exact same freezing at the exact same time. Fix it, Jagex, instead of ignoring your customers.
Sorry, I was reading something else. I mean, yeah, it sucks. I feel your pain, bro. Like, all of August last year, the game crashed every 5 minutes for me. And, yeah, shit happens. Mac client users have definitely had it bad, though, from the beginning of NXT.
Yeah, but again, let's also remember, Mac isn't designed as a gaming platform.
That's also true. It's a creator platform.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you play games on it, no worries, but it's not designed first and foremost with gaming in mind.
Nah, it's more of like it's used to create audio editing, video editing, stuff like that. But these days, some of those Macs are pretty powerful, but
yeah,
they just I don't know why they have these problems, because the chipsets,
and don't forget also,
are the exact same as PC. Good.
But the next iteration of iOS is not going to have support for WebGL.
That's true. That's true.
So then they're going to be in all sorts of trouble.
I don't know about that. I don't know how much they're using WebGL.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure what they're using WebGL for anymore.
I mean, for a lot of games though, with a lot of things that run WebGL, it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, Apple seems to not like Google, that's for sure.
No.
Anyway, you want to read our last topic here?
I know you were going to read the mod's answer.
Oh, yeah. So the mod answers and basically says, hey, you haven't been ignored. I wasn't the Gmod you spoke to the other day, but I have replicated it, and it is currently in the engine developer's hands as a critical issue. I don't have an ATA, but when it will be delivered, and I understand the issue is incredibly annoying. So it is being fixed. They just have to fix it.
And unfortunately, with a game that's 17 years old, the fixes can't happen overnight. I mean, let's look at our titles at the moment. 2 weeks sucks, but I mean, it's the same thing as our titles. It's obviously a really deep bug. That's
literally unplayable. This person hasn't been able to play Telos for 2 weeks. We haven't had titles for what, a few days or whatever.
Yeah,
it's been a week maybe.
About that.
Yeah.
People who want free keys because they haven't been able to have their titles shown and things. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. But I mean, unfortunately, something like this can't be fixed, and because there's so much things they have to look at. Yeah,
I literally barely have noticed.
I know. Actually, I didn't even notice when it come back the other day.
Yeah, I literally didn't notice.
Titles are back.
Didn't notice at all.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Didn't notice at all until you brought it up on until you brought it up on my stream. I didn't even notice.
It was so funny. Anyway, this is our last topic of the day. Just thought we'd finish with a little funny one for you, and this is from Archfell, who is complaining about the equipment separator. So there really wasn't much indication that the damn things require not only the 115 invention, but that the item needs to be level 15 too. I'm not willing to throw away an Aftershock 3, so now it's time to get this bow to 15, as if 115 invention and the materials weren't enough of a bloody requirement.
Seems fair to me.
So they did say that when they bought out the new equipment separators, that it would require. I think they were going for level 18 at the time, but they lowered it to level 15. The same as the
could have been level 20, and I would have said fine.
Yeah. The new procs that they have only go at level 20. I mean, this is the type of thing it is. So why? I just I just don't really know what he is what he's carrying on about in this type of thing. It's there, it's in the listing. If you read and I went onto the wiki just to read the description, it tells you quite clearly there. I haven't actually looked at it on the item itself, but surely in the description it'd tell you. But that's it. And he's complaining. He spent $2 million in components to get his Aftershock 3. I mean, go and kill your Abbey demons for an hour, and
not even.
Yeah, that's right. You'll be able to buy double those components to make sure you get another Aftershock 3. But yeah, I mean, it's just like. I just found it funny that the things we sort of complain about on this game. Talk
about like elitist problems, right?
That's it.
Ah, goodness gracious me. Goodness Gothics me. All right. Well, that was our final topic for the day. We just about passed the 3-hour mark for the show, so that's good. It's a good right where I want to be for a nice Friday show length.
Just to give an update, Trapper passed 75% votes from the Discord, so they're going to be investigating that during Game Jam. That is the Trapper for the farmhands.
Okay. Didn't really care about the Trapper, honestly, but a lot of people want it. I feel like you should be able to go out and get your own animals, but it's okay. I really enjoyed. I mean, you know what? It's only one animal at a time, right? It's not even going to really get you that much.
Nah, that's it.
I just like the trading between the ant people on World 2 and stuff. I really like the community aspect of that. Like, that was nice, Getting together and people...
I thought they were... I never go there for that. I just chuckle on the GE, and if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But
I thought it was nice for people getting together and being like, I got like I have Chinchampo with ADHD trading for a yak with bulimia. I thought that was cool.
The collector is the one I see come in.
Yeah, the collector sounds pretty great. All right, that was a good stuff. So, anything you need? We got a plug real quick. So we got
we got Sunday night's show special, the Game Jam coverage.
Yeah, we'll
Sunday night.
We'll do a recap for that. Yep.
Join me next week on Wednesday for talking RuneScape with the RR Man.
And if you do the episode correctly, I will be up on Wednesday instead of Friday.
Yes.
I'm teasing you, of course, but
I know. It was just funny that the first one, and it's like it never had an issue before. But
generally, it will be up same day. It was it's supposed to be up on Wednesdays. It just took me a little time to edit it. But normally it would be up on Wednesdays. So look forward to that, of course, on Wednesdays, and then the podcast on Fridays. And I'm doing Magebit in the mornings on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. And then podcast on Fridays, so you'll listen to that right now. So I'm about a busy little Magebit during the winter times. So yeah, you can. I'll just roll into the end bit here. End bit, Magebit, we got it all for you here. Let me just pop over. Bloop. All right. So you can join us in the meantime on social media. We got a Facebook page for you, facebook.com/RSWeekly. Also, we're on Twitter @RSWeekly. You want to join us on Discord? You can do that. We have a chat for you. RuneScape.chat in your web browser. That'll redirect you to our Discord. If you can, please rate us and review us on iTunes or any podcast aggregator you have. Really helps us find new listeners. If you're listening to us on iTunes or if you're listening on YouTube, like the video. If you're listening to us via Twitch, don't forget to follow and enable notifications. Same goes for YouTube. If you want to find us in game, you can do so via Kill Skill and Chill clan chat. You can join as a guest. You can find us on the web as well at Kill Skill and Chill. No, that's not right. You can find us on the website at runescape.club. Rather, that is our Kill, Skill, and Chill Rune Clan rankings. You can find my progress at runescape.expert. You can find our video archives, our YouTube channel at runescape.video. You can find the podcast archives at runescape.today. And if you want to help us out, you can find our Patreon at patreon.com/runescape, where you'll find today's pre-show and all of the other pre-shows. And we just did an awesome 2-hour interview with Spooder and Ziliana. We profiled their trip over to RuneFest from start to finish. It was a great time. You can hear their basically behind-the-scenes adventure, what it was like on the floor, the pubs, everything, over at patreon.com/RuneScape. Only $1 to get the pre-show and that interview and all of that other stuff. So check that out if you want to support the show. It's a great way to do it and get also to bonus stuff. Patreon.com/RuneScape. You can do a one-time donation as well if you are interested. That's paypal.me/RSW. Thank you very much for supporting the show. And again, we'll be back next week to do it all over again. So until then, and as always, happy scaping.